perfect night for the final night of All-Star Racing here at Sauble Speedway this year for the All-Star Super Series. It's a great night, all brought to you by Wellington Chrysler Dodge. And it's a great night, and it would be even a better night if at this time we had our national anthem singer.
But we don't.
So Dave, you're in charge.
I'm pretty much thinking that ain't going to happen. You people pay good money to be here, and that's the last thing you want to hear.
And as we do the anthem all year, we always have a singer, and we generally have a backup singer. Unfortunately, tonight, neither are present. And as we
you want to sing? Hold on. Your kids will. We got national anthem stuff. I haven't auditioned them, but bring me the kids. Bring them right up here up on the top of the stand. Well, just a minute. No, don't clap for me. I didn't do anything. Let's see if the kids are any good first.
I think we should take a vote, Dave.
Okay.
See if everybody wants to hear you sing the national anthem.
I don't care. Joe doesn't pay Dave enough.
Well, we've got some singers on their way.
We do. I'll tell you what we're going to need, though. We're going to need everybody in the stands to sing tonight along with the kids, right? We need everybody. Hold on now. Come on right up here.
So who we've got coming out? We've got Susan Shaw, who's Jason's wife, and the kids. So they're coming up to the flag stand. Let's give them a big round of applause, everyone.
Come here, kid. All right. Who's the bass? Who sings? Never mind. Okay, you stand here. You back up a little bit. You're going to go right in the middle? You're the cutest. You just come right with me. Yeah, that's it. Right here. Okay. First of all, what's everybody's name? What's your name?
Leah.
Leah and?
Samantha.
And?
Shannon.
And who are you cheering for? Me. That's who you're cheering for. So you guys know the words to Canada, right? All right, good. You've sung it at school before. Oh, it's nothing to it then. It's a joke, those things that people do on TV. All right, Jim, let's have everybody stand up, remove your hats, and join the entire Shaw clan in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patron love, in all our songs command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Guard, keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Yeah! Once again, Dave gets out of singing. How about a nice round of applause for the Shaw kids? Far more talented than Jason. Push them off the flag stand. You people are sick. Black flag to the starter.
Once again, a big round of applause, everyone.
Yeah. Now, you know what, Jim? We had some excitement in the pits before, as everybody knows, or most of you will know. We have a tie for the Skull Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series lead. 27, Glenn Schnurr. 72, Rob McDonnell. Tied with 888 points. Third spot occupied by 17, Tim Ellis at 882 points. 6 points difference. In warm-up, 72, Rob McDonnell blew up his engine. They got the new one in. 27, Glenn Schnurr was overheating. That's fixed. 17, Tim Ellis blew the rear end. It's fixed. We're about to go racing.
Thank you, Dave. Once again, everyone, welcome to Sauble Speedway. I'm Jim Irvin, along with Dave Middleton and Rob Brignell. The pit parade is on the track, and as you can see tonight, it's a very large pit parade. We've got the Peninsula Ford pickup out from Peninsula Ford on Owen Sound Sunset Strip. Right behind that, we've got the official pace car of Sauble Speedway, the Penn Ford Mustang, along with the Skull Inc. official pace car for the All-Star Series as well. Ted Woods is with me up in the booth. And Ted, we've got a great lineup of cars from Wellington Chrysler Dodge and Guelph here tonight.
Jim, we sure have, and it's great to be up here again. What gorgeous weather. It's going to be a great night of racing. We're really looking forward to it, too. And I likely should tell you a little bit about the lineup out there. We brought 9 or 10 vehicles. I see the late Brent arrived just in time to make the parade lap. So the first vehicle leading off there at the front, of course, is our parts shuttle featuring Bill Elliott and Jeremy Mayfield's car on Winston Cup Intrepid RTs. They had a lot of fun designing that to fit the caravan. We've got 3 other vehicles at home that have similar race themes and Viper themes. And it's a lot of fun, and we get a lot of comments around town with those vehicles. The next vehicle, of course, is a play toy. That's our 3.5-liter high-output turbocharged RT Motorsports golf cart. And it's been around the country, including Michigan and Daytona, and it saves some of us a lot of steps during the day. So we have a lot of fun with it. Behind that is a Dakota Quad Cab. That's an 03, just in, going to become our new parts delivery truck, and it'll be all lettered up quite similarly to the shuttle in front of it. I think we're going to put 9 on both sides of it, seeing as Elliott's doing pretty well. The next vehicle, of course, is a Grand Caravan ES, Canada's best-selling vehicle and the best minivan in the market. The ES, top of the line, featuring power sliding doors, power hatch, leather, infinity sound system, great set of wheels, and just is a great vehicle from 21888. It's a really, really popular vehicle. The next vehicle there is an 03 Dodge Durango, 7-passenger seating, very aggressive styling with the wheel flares and 17-inch wheels, leather interior, power slider, and trailer tow package. We just had that one arrive this week as well. Right behind it, one of the most popular cars that we have seen in a long time, the Champagne Sebring convertible. I'll tell you, we seem to get more and more people interested in that car every year. It is a great convertible. That one's an 03 as well. Insulated roof, and a great wintertime car as well. You don't have to put it away at Thanksgiving. I think a lot of people have driven them as rental cars in the South and come home and buy one because they've enjoyed it so much. If you get a chance, drive one. You'll be very, very impressed. The little blue vehicle behind it, well, yes, that's a PT Cruiser, the retro, great car of the year, cool. And it has just developed a very nasty attitude. That's an 03, 17-inch wheels, leather, special exhaust, painted front and rear fascia, and guess what's in it? Turbocharged. Instead of 150 horsepower, it's got 215. It goes like, well, we'll find out. I think maybe it's going to lead a couple of the feature races here tonight. So you can keep your eye on it and see how it performs. Behind it, of course, a real neat Viper. GTS coupe, silver with blue stripes. I'll tell you. And the one thing on these cars, that's the end of them. The GTS coupe in that form. 02s, they're finished. They're bringing out an 03 Roadster, 500 cubic inch, 500 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque. And they should be around the end of September. Awesome, awesome, awesome car. And a lot of fun to drive, I'll tell you. Then, of course, we've got 4x4 of the year there, a Grand Jeep Cherokee Overland. Once again, one of the 03 models. High output, 275 horsepower, 4.7 Magnum. Upcountry suspension, 17-inch chrome wheels, skid plates, and towing our toy trailer. And what else is on the side of it? You want to believe it. Number 9, Yes, we're also cheering for 40. He's on one of the cars back at the shop and hope that he does quite well tomorrow. Finally, 4x4 Dodge Ram Truck of the Year, high output 5.9 Venom package. Don't have to say much about that truck. When you put a stripe on it, 20-inch wheels, awesome, awesome truck. And behind it, of course, our other toy department, our Viper, Prowler, whatever we want to put in it, trailer. Headed out at Mopar Fest a couple of weeks ago and got a lot of comments as well. We enjoy delivering new Vipers, Prowlers, or anything else that's a little different in that trailer, and the customer is quite interested. A couple of other things maybe talk about later on during the evening about some of the new things that are coming. We had an engineer at Mopar Fest on Sunday with a new truck with a special engine in it. We'll talk about it maybe later on in the evening if we have time. And right now, Jim, I think it's over to you. It looks like it's going to be an exciting night. And that feature race at 9 o'clock is going to be quite interesting.
Well, it should be really good. And let's give Ted Woods and the entire crew from Wellington Chrysler Dodge of Guelph a big round of applause. They've been in business since 1940 and continue to support stock car racing here at Sauble Speedway this year as they have in the past. And thank you, Ted, and have a great evening and have a great 2003 sales year coming up. Thank you, Ted, and the rest of the pit parade as it goes by. We've got the cleanup truck here at Sauble Speedway once again this year from Doug Cameron's Owen Sound Mazda. The two tow trucks provided by Gray Motors, your Pontiac Buick GMC truck dealer just outside of Owen Sound, and of course the two fire trucks from the town of South Bruce Peninsula Fire Department of Sauble Beach. It's a great night for racing here at Sauble Speedway. It is the All-Star Super Series finale, the final race. It's been a great year so far. Tim Ellis won here back in May. At Sunset Speedway in June, it was Jerry Wheaton. In July at Barrie Speedway, it was Jason Shaw. Peterborough in July was Sean McWhirter. At Sunset in July, Gavin Murray. Delaware in August, Steve Timiersma. Then it was Sauble Speedway for Steve Laking 1 month ago. At Peterborough with Steve Laking again, he led 150 straight laps of green flag racing. Flamborough Speedway 2 weeks ago last night, it was Pete Shepard Jr. And last weekend at Cayuga, it was Tim Ellis. It's been a great season so far.
It was Tim Ellis in an unbelievable finish. After 70 green flag laps, we had a 5-lap shootout. Tim Ellis and DJ Kennington had a major battle going. And then at the very end, getting into the mix of things was 47 Stompin' Tom Walters, who eventually moved in. After 75 green flag laps, the top 3 cars crossed the finish line within 2 car lengths. So the bottom 2 cars had the car on the outside halfway up the front car. I mean, it was unbelievable how the finish of that race went. Once again, everybody said, you know what? You guys outdid the Hooters one more time.
Well, it's a very complicated night here, Dave. If Rob McDonnell, number 72, is to win here tonight at Sauble, he must finish second in the event if Tim Ellis wins the race. If Ellis does not win the race or finish second at Sauble Speedway, McDonnell will win the series if he finishes ahead of Glenn Schnurr and no more than 5 spots behind Tim Ellis.
There will be a test. Write this down.
For Glenn Schnurr to win the championship tonight, he must finish higher than Rob McDonnell tonight or finish second in the event that Tim Ellis wins the race. If Ellis does not win the race or finish second, Schnurr will win if he finishes ahead of McDonnell and no more than 5 spots behind Ellis.
You know what? The only way either driver wants to win, the only way Rob McDonnell wants to win, the only way Glenn Schnurr wants to win is to win the race. Simple. Win the race, and there's no question.
Now, the fly in the ointment, though, is that he blew his motor this afternoon, and he was not available for time trial, so he now starts from the back of the pack.
That's right.
So he's got his work cut out for him if he's going to win this race.
That's just in qualifying heats.
Yes. All right, let's get set to go. Skull Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series ready to go with qualifiers tonight. And qualifier number 1 hits trackside at 6:59. We are ready to go racing with Ontario's finest short track racing facility and the best late model series in the province as well. It'll be 82 Jason Shaw with the pole, your fast car in time trials. He's got Ford Power with System Search Consulting Services, Metal Supermarkets Limited, Spira Fire Protection and Waste Co. on the side of that car. 27 on the outside is Glenn Schnurr from Hepworth, one of your co-leaders tonight. He drives for Ron Forbes Enterprises, Reg Noble's Used Cars in Meaford, and Concept Signs. The 09 youngest driver in the field, only 15 years old. He won't turn 16 until November 1st. The 09 of Kent Noon of Williamsford for Noon's Auto Supply and Tile Time of Owen Sound. On the outside, hottest car really in the series for about the last 4 races is 44, Steve Laking. And he's out of Morriston for Boucher and Jones Fuels, Image Industrial Refinishing, and McKay Enterprises. Starting on the inside of row number 3, the 42 of Richard Holmes out of Brampton for Concept Ford and Astro Automotive. Outside of that row, 31, Sean McWhirter, a feature winner earlier this year. Sean out of Eris, and driving for Elko Valves, Lawmac Racing, and Gary Cooper Chevolds, a team car to the 34 of Dan Lawler. 55 is Greg Cox out of Acton for Firmar and Cox Classic Cars. Outside of that row, the 88 of Jim Rogers out of Oakville, driving for Alliance International Trucking. And 71, Doug Wilson from Owen Sound for Ledgerock, Owen Sound Rad and Tank, Wellington Motors, Leon's Top Air, and Fenwick Line Construction. 25 cars into qualify tonight. They will all, providing they all make it to the feature. Top 18 get their spot by their point standings and their handicap, and the remainders will qualify at the tail end of the field. We are set to go. Green flag ready, and we're out and racing. Mike Charest, head starter. Dean Rutherford will be the assistant. Tonight we're underway, and Glenn Schnurr just comes around hard on the outside. These cars pumping out about 350 horsepower or more. That'll punch them up to somewhere around 90 miles an hour at the end of the straightaway. If you lose your brakes, you lose your car. It's pretty simple. And Glenn Schnurr's got the early lead in this one. 82 Jason Shaw tucked right in behind that Schnurr car, and the 44 of Steve Laking gets a nose on the outside of Shaw, but he can't keep it there. Here comes the youngster, 15-year-old Kent Noon in the 09 on the inside, battling for 4th. And Noon's got that preferred position now on Steve Laking. Kent Noon will move up the scoreboard. He is up and into 3rd spot. Well, look at that. Steve Laking comes back hard on the outside, though. He's not about to give up the spot. 31, Sean McWhirter sitting in 5th position, and we get a little bumping and grinding up front. We saw Rusty Wallace and 24 both make that same move in the last NASCAR race, the bump and grind. Didn't work for Jason Shaw. Whoa, 9, Kent Noon goes sideways into the corner. He loses a spot because of that. Up front, big battle developing. Shaw's going to the high line. Jason Shaw obviously has some extra horsepower as he gets right up into the back quarter panel of the 27 of Glenn Schnurr. Doesn't spin him around. Remember, Glenn Schnurr tonight could win the championship. But in order to win the championship, he's got to make it to the feature. Eight laps down, this time by Glenn Schnurr, your leader. Jason Shaw 2nd, Steve Laking 3rd, 09 of Kent Noon in 4th. 31 of Sean McWhirter is 5th, back a little bit to the 6th car of 42. Richard Holmes, 7th is 88 Jim Rogers, and 8th the 55 of Greg Cox. In 9th spot, 71 Doug Wilson, 1 to go. Glenn Schnurr knew at the start of this if he was going to hope to get an early win, he had to get a quick start, and he did. 27, Glenn Schnurr, your first winner. And that'll kind of be the way of the night. Anybody who starts on the outside up front will try and get a quick start because obviously the preferred line is down low. And if you can get down there and get the early lead, they've got to go around you, and it makes it a whole lot tougher for them and a lot easier for you. Here's your first winner of the night, Glenn Schnurr out of Hepworth. For Ron Forbes Enterprises, Reg Noble's Used Cars out of Meaford, and Concept Signs in the Chevrolet. Again, one of your 2 points leaders, tied with 72. Rob McDonnell, 888 points heading into action tonight. Third spot, or second if you'd like, 17, Tim Ellis, just 6 points behind. This is going to be a great feature tonight. Round 2 of qualifying, 17, Tim Ellis out of New Dundee, Ontario, with the Chevrolet Ford Canco Transportation on the inside. Outside will be the 47 of Stompin' Tom Walters out of Barrie, a 3-time series champion for Alliance International Heavy Truck and Equipment Sales. And Roberts Collision, we've got 7 in row number 2. That is Derek Temiersma. Derek Temiersma for National Fast Freight, Exide, Speedy Auto Machine, and Bosch. On the outside of that row will be 79. That youngster, just 16 years old and has a feature win this year. 79, Pete Shepard Jr. Out of Brampton for Grisdale Racing, County Interiors, and National Exhaust. 67, the other Temiersma brother, Steve Temiersma, and he's driving for Pennzoil Oil Change in Barrie, Newmarket, Bosch, and Roberts Collision. On the outside, that's the 57 car of Brett Murray of Minising for Video Flicks, Cardwell Signs, and Roberts Collision. 01 Stan Stone as we get set to go green. The 01 of Stan Stone for Bissell, Pontiac Buick, Moffat's Used Cars, and Yanch Heating. 03 Steve Ecker for Brian Patterson Plumbing out of Hamilton. And the 0 car, that is Steve Wilkins, driving for Solway's Garden Market, IGA, and B&S Fireworks. And this one is underway. Early lead to the 17 of Tim Ellis, and he is always strong. As Jim mentioned earlier, Tim Ellis, one of the feature winners this year. As a matter of fact, round 1 that was held right here at Sauble Speedway, Tim Ellis came up and with 2 laps to go, made the winning pass to pick himself up a checkered flag. He leads this one. Derek Temiersma goes around right in front of the crowd, and that's going to crumple up a few hoods. We got a caution. And as the song says, with a little help from your friends, 7, Derek Temiersma goes around. 01 of Stan Stone lies idle down out of turn 4 as he can't get it fired back up. You see 79 Pete Shepard Jr. going up along the wall by the pits. His crew just having a quick look at the nose of that car to make sure it's not crumpled up and to make sure that they haven't caved in the air dam. That'll be the important part because it is very humid right now. You need to get that air through to the engine so that it does not overheat. 7, Derek Temiersma out of his car having a look at it. Give a nice round of applause. 7, Derek Temiersma heads back to the pits as his is over a little early, but he took a green flag, which means he's got that car qualified now. Your lineup, 17, Tim Ellis for Canco Transportation leads it. The Alliance International Chev of 47, Tom Walters sitting in second spot. Steve Temiersma third, 79, Pete Shepard Jr. Again, just 16 years old, and he's only been 16 for 2 weeks. Oh, 2.5. Is in fourth spot, 57 of Brett Murray in fifth, and 03 of Steve Ecker in sixth. Mentioned something about that 57 car. Brett Murray's daughter earlier this year was diagnosed with cancer. They have 3 children. Brett Murray has been forced to take a lot of time off of work to take his daughter to hospital in Toronto. The good news is she is responding very well to having the chemotherapy. The bad news is that makes it financially difficult on this family. The All-Star Racing Series is doing a fundraiser to help him make sure that his daughter gets through this. And you can help out tonight. You'll see jars located all over the area, souvenir booths, concession stands, and so forth. 2 track officials here at Sauble Speedway will shave their heads next weekend, bald as you can get them, if we raise at least $800 with your help tonight, with one loonie from everybody in that jar, we'll have $3 grand before we finish this weekend. Help us out when you purchase something. Let's help Brett Murray make sure that his daughter is okay. And the green flag's back out, back underway. Feature tonight will be 75 green flag laps. Cautions do not count. We've had 4 fantastic races in a row, races that had about 3 caution flags in them, and 5-lap shootouts that you just could not find any better racing anywhere in North America with the way things have gone. Tim Ellis involved in that big feature finish last weekend at Cayuga Speedway. He leads this one. Tom Walters just kind of settling into that second position as the 03 of Ecker pulls off the track out of turn 2. And we're halfway, 5 laps to go. Tim Ellis, the only driver in the All-Star Series to win 2 features with different cars. He's won with this car, the 17. He also drives the number 2 car and has used it a few times, including for a feature win. The only driver in the history of the All-Star Series to manage to do that. And this time by, he's got 3 laps to go until another qualifier win. Big challenge coming up right now for the 47 of Stompin' Tom Walters. If anybody can wheel a car around a quarter-mile speedway, it is Stompin' Tom Walters, a 3-time series champion in that 47 car. He knows how to get around here. 2 to go. Look at the youngster hanging right in there, 79, the 16-year-old Pete Shepard Jr. hanging right on the back bumper, a 67 Steve Tamiersma. Right about the starter stand, these cars are doing close to 90 miles an hour right there. Then they get off of the gas, let the 350 horsepower settle down halfway through the corner, step on it, and hang on. And this one, start to finish, goes to Tim Ellis. Let me just say, a lot of people wonder what it's like to drive a late model. Well, at 350 to 375 horsepower, none of these guys wear false teeth because they'd swallow them going down the straightaway. It pins you to the seat. You do not need a 5-point harness because you're not going anywhere. 17, Tim Ellis out of New Dundee for Canco Transportation Services and www.cancotransport.com. That car was just wrecked in a big one at Delaware Speedway that actually knocked Tim out for a little more than a minute. He was unconscious. When he came to, he still, to this day, does not remember any of the accident. They had to replace the entire front end of that car and obviously have done a great job. Tim Ellis wins qualifier number 2. And here's our third tonight. We got 25 cars to qualify. And on the inside of the front row, 59, Gavin Murray from Mount Hope, Aggressor Automation, Service Freight Systems, and Racetech Motorsports, along with GCL Contracting on that one. 76, Tyler Williams from Chesley in the Ford for Rutherford Signs, Hanks Auto Wreckers, Walkerton Collision, Parkway Ford, and Chevron Lubricants. The 85 is Ken Naves from Sauble Beach for Timber Mart in Wyerton, Solways, Garden Market IGA, and Naves Service Center out of Sauble. 4, that's Craig Zabrig from Palmerston for Ben Shaw Motor Controls, Georgian Power Sports, and Kitcheloe Cloggers. 48 made a big announcement tonight in the pits. Jerry Wheaton says this is his last year in a race car. 48, Jerry Wheaton out of Orangeville for Orangeville Rad, Jim Brown & Sons Trucking, and Dow's Fuel Injection. 34, that is Dan Lawler out of Mount Forest driving for Elko Valves, Lomac Racing, and Gary Cooper Chevolds as we get set to take the green. Inside of row number 4, 30, Jim Mullenhouse from Churchill for Allison Engine Service and Ontario Steel Sales. And that 72 car, one of your co-points leaders, heading into action tonight. They had to replace the engine in that car after they blew up the 72 car in practice tonight, and I think they might have done a fairly decent job by the looks of how it's hooking up right now. 72, Rob McDonnell. 4, McDonnell Fuel, Springbound RV and Horton Concrete. The scenarios for tonight are lengthy, but let's just say if either 72 Rob McDonnell or 27 Glenn Schnurr wins the feature, they will guarantee themselves the championship. If they don't win and finish less than 5th, and Tim Ellis wins, he could win the championship. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on tonight. We'll try and keep you up to date. Meanwhile, Gavin Murray has got some serious bumper company in 76. Tyler Williams, as he gets right up and underneath the cover, tries to get his Ford low and on the inside of the shove. Tucks back in line. If they get on line on the outside of Tyler Williams, he could be in trouble. So he's smart enough to protect that low line and not let Ken Naves get down and underneath him. Dan Lawler now, right up and on the back of Ken Naves with that 34 car. Lawler last weekend ran 220 laps with the Hooter Pro Cup Series, then fell out of that race, took a 20-minute break, jumped in this car, and ran with the All-Star for 75. Didn't quite run the whole All-Star race, though. He had some problems with that car. And 48, Jerry Wheaton heads pit side as they've got some more stuff to do to his car, apparently. 2 laps to go. Gavin Murray continues to lead this one. He started on the front row, and your 2 front row cars are going to battle this one out by the looks of it as they start to pull away a little bit. White flag out, 1 to go. Gavin Murray picked up a feature win earlier this year for the Skol Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series. Any car can win on any given night, and Gavin Murray is going to take it to victory lane tonight. As he takes it down the back stretch, once again, these cars are going to reach up around 90 miles an hour, and when we get to the feature with all 25 cars out there, they'll race within about 6 inches of each other. And it'll be close. We could see some 3-wide stuff, especially when we get close to the end, depending on where people are. 59, Gavin Murray from Mount Hope for Aggressor Automation, Service Freight Systems, Racetech Motorsports, and GCL Contracting. Jim and Rob, first 3 qualifiers, fairly uneventful, but that's not going to maintain to be true, I don't think, all night tonight.
Well, Dave, thanks very much. I think this division is going to heat up tonight as we get closer and closer to that feature. There's no question in my mind. I was impressed with the number 72 car. McDonnell seemed to be running very well for a fresh engine, so we'll see what happens in him the rest of the night.
And those first 3 heats were brought to you by Sparling Propane, signs by Rutherford and Shouldice Designer Series Stone. And at this time, we're going to ask everyone to please do the Sauble Shuffle. If you can move a little bit closer together, we've got a lot of folks still looking for seats. If you have room between you and your neighbor, just move a little bit closer, and you never know who might be sitting next to you. So do the Sauble Shuffle, please, everyone. These are the pure stocks on the track. This one brought to you by Timber Mart. And on the pole for this one, the 25 of Gene Carley for Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park. And Dutch Boy Carpet Cleaners, the outside 27, Mike Mercer, self-sponsored. 79, Larry McClintock. For Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park, Colacab and Orangeville Towing along with Colacab. Number 40, Ken Good, driving for Al Tarswell Contracting and Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park. 51, Brian Ron for Thirsty Moose, Ed's Automotive and Orangeville Precast. Number 3 is Wayne Hutt out of Owen Sound, driving for Mackenzie Automotive, Larry's Roofing, and Dog House Racing. White flag is out. Number 11, Tim Jones out of Collingwood, self-sponsored. 55, Sherry Fox from Wyerton for Casey Automotive, Stevens Auto Wreckers Concept Signs, and Doug Fox Automotive. 24 is Al Aberdeen and car 24 for Markdale Salvage, Center Grade Building Supplies, Carco Auto Wholesale, along with Markdale Tire Service and the Townsend Lake Golf Course. This one is brought to you by Timber Mart with over 600 stores across Canada. The green flag's out and we are racing. Off in racing, 25, Gene Carley is your leader. 27, Mercer goes sideways, and everyone somehow manages to get by. But 51, Brian Ron has that bumper trailing. It's hanging by a thread. 25, Carley leads at 79. Larry McClintock in second. 51, Brian Ron. 27, Mike Mercer. And car 11 of Tim Jones. 3 is Wayne Hutt, 55 Fox, 24 Aberdeen, and 40 Ken Good. And now Larry McClintock in 79 tries to make his move on 25, Gene Carley. Carley leads it, McClintock in second. There'll be 3 complete this time by, and McClintock is really challenging for the lead. Carley in 25, McClintock 79, and 51 Ron. Please stand back from the fence. Please stand back from the fence. 25, Carley continues to lead. There goes McClintock. 25, Carley about to be passed by McClintock. There he goes. Halfway. 5 down and 5 to go. McClintock your leader. Carley second. Brian Ron third. Followed by Mercer, Hutt, and Tim Jones. The lead switching back and forth. And McClintock in 79 continues to hang on. Carley second. 51 Ron in third. 27 Mercer in fourth. 4 laps to go. 51 Brian Ron now looks on the high side of Carley, but he is trailing his back bumper. He still hangs on to that third place, trying to go for second. Down to 3 to go. McClintock 79 leads it. Carley second. 51 Ron third. 27 Mercer, 3 Hutt, and 24 Aberdeen. We're down to 2 laps to go. Larry McClintock leads it. McClintock, followed by Carley, 51 Ron, and 27 Mercer, 3 Hutt, 24 Aberdeen, and 55 Fox. The white flag is out. There's 1 lap to go. 1 remaining on the final lap. 79, McClintock out front. 25 Carley second, 51 Ron third, 27 Mercer, and 3 Wayne Hutt. It's been a long time coming, but here comes Larry McClintock to victory lane. McClintock wins it. For second, Gene Carley. For third, Brian Ron. Mercer is fourth, Hutt is fifth, followed by Aberdeen, Sherry Fox, Ken Good, and Tim Jones. All brought to you by Timber Mart with over 600 stores across Canada, including the Timber Mart up in Wyerton. And here he is about to drive into victory lane out of Orangeville for Tarswell Equipment, Snow Brothers Contracting, Orangeville Towing and Recovery, Uncle Orville's Auto Wreckers, Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park, and Call a Cab. Let's hear it for Larry McClintock, everyone.
And just before we get the next Pure Stock race underway, we'd like to wish a very, very happy 34th birthday to Mark McCullough. And those best wishes come from Brenda Hawthorne and Betty Hawthorne. So happy birthday, Mark. Hope you have a great day here at Sauble Speedway. And our next Pure Stock heat is led off by the Wellington Chrysler Dodge 2003 turbocharged PT Cruiser. Brand new horsepower for a very, very popular Chrysler product.
Well, the second heat of Pure Stocks comes to the track. This one brought to you by the Harb and Owen Sound. And on the pole, 17 Steve Mole for High Tech Painting, RT Automotive, Work World Fenton Signs, and Dave McGregor Carpentry. 09 is Dean Curry. He's out of Singhampton, driving for Markdale Salvage, along with Clark's Tree Spade Service and Eagle Oil Care and Car Tech. Number 8 is Paul Gressel for Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park and H&H Patio Enclosures. 38, Alan Cusick for Markdale Salvage. Back tonight, number 30, Janet Weatherhead. She's been absent most of the year. Janet is back tonight, driving for King Service Center, the Weed Man, and Poppy's Garden Center. Number 9 is Peter Cavoot. He's out of Allenford for Vanderwell Landscaping, the Harb, and Suffy's Vending and Car Wash. 22, Mark Ruthven for Ruthven Auctions and Smith's Garage. And rounding out the field, number 31, the 31 car is Jason Schmidt. And we're off in racing. 17, Steve Mole leads it. Mole in 17 takes off ahead of the 8 of Paul Gressel. 09 Curry, 38 Cusick, and 9 of Peter Cavoot. 31 Jason Schmidt, and 22 Mark Ruthven. The 17 leads it. That's Steve Mole. Mole in 17. In second place, Paul Gressel in 8. In third place, 09 of Dean Curry. 9 is Cavoot, 38 Cusick, and 22 Ruthven. Remember, no alterations to the chassis or motors, and 31 Schmidt and Cusick get tangled up. And they are up against the wall over on number 2, and they both managed to take off under their own power. 31, Jason Schmidt, and 38, Al Cusick got hooked up together. They managed to ride the wall up on number 2. Looks like both can continue, but Cusick's got a flat tire, and he'll head to the pits. Black flag warning to both of these drivers, but right now Cusick has got a front flat tire on the driver's side. He'll go back and hopefully get that changed and get back out.
Well, Jim, that all started right here in the front straight. 31 car getting into Cusick just about the starter stand, and they kind of hooked up and held themselves together all the way around the corner. One wanted to turn and one didn't, and into the wall they went. Cusick ended up with a left front flat. Track crews are out cleaning up the bits and pieces so we don't deflate any further tires. And as soon as they get that cleaned up, we'll be back underway. Dave mentioned earlier during the All-Star race that we're making a collection to help support Brett Murray, who drives the number 57 car in the All-Star Series. His daughter is undergoing cancer treatment. She's responding very, very well, but there are costs involved in that, getting her back and forth to the hospital for treatment. All throughout the racetrack, at our souvenir stands, at our concession stands, everywhere we have jars. For your contribution, we would ask you to do so. Currently, we have $241 in donations, and if we can reach that $800 number, Joe Chisholm Jr. and a pal of his will be shaving their heads here next Saturday in support of Brett's daughter. So please give generously. It's a great cause. One of our driver's daughters needs your help. Please make your donations tonight.
These are pure stocks. They are the lowest cost in stock car racing. No body or chassis modifications. The motors are original. They must run used tires. And you must have the same weight on the left-hand side as on the right. So in a sense, if we turn the cars around and went the other way, they should work the same way. Now, all these cars do not perform that way, but they're supposed to. And it's a great way to get involved in stock car racing. The drivers have a lot of fun. We've got some great drivers here, a lot of experience. Right now, we're going to go green on this restart, brought to you by the Harb. Looking for the green flag as they come off of 4 down the front. The green flag's out. We're racing. Off in racing in 17, Steve Mole leads it. 30, Janet Weatherhead having problems at the back, but up front right now, the 17 car, Steve Mole leads it. 8 Gressel second, 09 in third. Dean Curry, they're 3 wide. 3 wide. Kavoot. And there goes Ruthven. And Schmidt just gets by. 17 Mole leads at 8 Gressel, 9 Kavoot, and 09 Curry. And Ruthven gets back on the track. Next time by will be halfway. 17 Mole, 8 Gressel, 9 Kavoot, 09 Curry, 31 Schmidt, and 30 Weatherhead. 22 Ruthven falls in between the second and third place car. But right now up front, we've got a battle going on, it looks like, between Ruthven and Curry.
Well, I think he thinks that he maybe spun him around a little bit. He's going to get his pound of flesh. The 30 car of Janet Weatherhead has got a terrible push going into the corners, and she's well off the pace. These two boys, Ruthven and Curry, are having a good battle.
Hello. We have got 22 Ruthven and 9 a Kavoot. And it would appear that Ruthven really put the bumper to Kavoot.
Now Kavoot's hood's up. He can't see anything.
Well, that's a pretty dangerous situation.
And I think we're going to have a little referee action here. Somebody's off the track.
Not a very good move for a popular driver throughout the year to do. And Ruthven, very uncharacteristic of him, but it does happen. And he's off to the pits.
Makes it awfully hard to turn a corner when somebody else is helping you push it through it.
That's not the kind of thing you want to see.
Not really. Can really result in some serious injuries. The number 9 car of Peter Kavoot down in the middle of corner 3 and 4 with the hood up. He can't see anything. Looks like there's coolant coming out the front end, so that could end his night this evening. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how quickly his crews can get that all patched back together again.
Once again, we're going to ask everyone if they would please do the Sauble Shuffle. If you can move a little bit closer, it would be appreciated. We've got a lot of people still looking for seats. If you got a space between you and your neighbor, just move a little bit closer together.
And right now in the stands, we have representatives of our local fire department. They're taking your entry into the 50-50 draw tonight. With this kind of a crowd, it should be a tremendous draw. 50% of the proceeds go to the fire department to put new and updated equipment in their facilities so that should we need them here at the track, or heaven forbid that you need them at your home or at your cottage, they'll have the latest in technology to assist you in your time. The other 50% goes to some lucky race fan right here at Sauble Speedway tonight. We'll make that draw tonight. We've had jackpots of over $1,000 here on the long weekends with big crowds, so make sure when the firefighters and the representatives pass amongst you, you purchase your 50-50 ticket tonight. It could pay for your entire weekend.
Well, we're under caution here with 4 laps to go. Pure Stocks here at Sauble Speedway. If you're a first-time visitor to Sauble Speedway, we hope you're enjoying the night so far. If you're looking for the washroom facilities, they're located immediately west of the Yellow Tower. We've got 2 lunch concessions here on the spectator side, 1 over in the pits. We've got an open pit barbecue, and we've got great souvenirs for you to take home from the souvenir trailer.
And while you're down there, don't forget to purchase your Sauble Speedway program. They're only $5. They're chock full of great racing information about the drivers, their cars, and everything that goes on here throughout the season at Sauble Speedway. They're only $5. $1 of every purchase goes to the Rotary Clubs of Shallow Lake and Hepworth to let those gentlemen do the fine community service work that they do. So make sure you purchase your program tonight. When you do make that purchase, have a look inside. There's an insert in it, and if you have a red smiling face stamped in your insert, head on down to the souvenir stand. We've got a prize for you. So not only do you help a great service organization, you can win a fine prize here at Sauble Speedway tonight. So make sure you purchase your Sauble Speedway program at some point this evening.
Well, assistant starter Vern Hepburn puts down the white flag. That means in 1 lap we'll be racing. Down to 5 cars now in this one. It's been a rough race on cars. 17, Steve Moole is your leader. 8, Paul Gressel is second. 09, Dean Curry third. 31, Jason Schmidt is fourth. And in fifth, the 30 of Janet Weatherhead. 4 laps remain in the scheduled 10. We're ready to go green. Into 3 out of 4 down the front. The green flag's out, and we are racing. Off in racing, 17, Steve Mole leads it. 8 Gressel second, 09 Curry is third. Jason Schmidt 31 and 30 Janet Weatherhead. 8 Paul Gressel has had a great year. He's starting to put the pressure on 17, Steve Mole. Gressel all over the back bumper right now. On the 17 of Mole, Mole pulls away in the straightaway. 17 Mole leads it. Gressel and 8 right there as he gives a little tap. He's looking low on Mole, tries to make his move. 2 laps remaining. Mole leads it, and Mole goes sideways in the corner. He is able to stay out front. Gressel and 8. In second, 09. Curry in third. The white flag is out. There's 1 lap to go. 1 remaining. Final lap. 17, Steve Mole. He made a mistake, and Gressel got underneath. And Mole pulls away again. Gressel will look low. He backs off. Mole leads it, coming out of 4. Down the front for the checkered. It's going to be Steve Mole who wins it. Gressel for second, Curry for third, Jason Schmidt, and in fourth, the 30th, Janet Weatherhead. That one all brought to you by the Harb in Owen Sound, a great place to dine. And here he comes into Victor Lane, driving car number 17 out of Hepworth for high-tech painting and protective coating. RT Automotive, Dave McGregor Carpentry, Work World, Fenton Signs, Cook's Water Systems, Pennzoil, and Dashboard Coyotes. Let's hear it, everyone, for Steve Mole.
Well, Jim, a little aggressive driving in the Pure Stock division tonight. It must be coming near the end of the season. Everybody looking for a few extra points and getting out there. I guess they didn't hear the OPP warnings that aggressive driving is going to be penalized this weekend. But everything's fair in the racetrack. A couple of fellas are going to get a little word from our marshal. But certainly everybody's challenging for position, trying to get as many points as they can before the final wrap-up next weekend.
Well, here they come, the Pro Stocks, as Rob Purcell looks for a seat. And 36 inside on the pole in this race sponsored by Tom McDonald Contracting. The 36 of Derek Russell driving for SkyTech Satellites and Russell Fencing. On the outside, car number 77, Rob Brown for Environ Auto Service, Noons Auto Body, Chaplin's Catering, CarQuest, and Ron and Lewis Plant. 72 is Roy Wilkie out of Paisley for the Top Shop, OC Long Contracting, Johnny G's Tavern, Larry's Interiors, Necto's and Dylan's Food Market, and Freiburger Communications. Number 68 is Kent Cruikshank for Crown Rust Control. Number 1, Dan Wright for Dreammaker Family Campground. Stan Wright Well Drillers, Horton Concrete Finishing, AW Automotive, and Ledge Rock Technologies. There's a white flag. Number 40 is Roger Campbell, driving for Acton Door and Gate Systems, Campbell Drywall, Ferris Electric, and Beaumont General Contracting. Number 66, Mike Smith for Django's Pub and Eatery. And rounding out the field for Lobby's Beachfront Restaurant, 63, Larry Lodecure. 8 cars for 10 laps. It's brought to you by Tom McDonald Contracting. The green flag is out, and we are racing. Off in racing, 36, Derek Russell pulls ahead. Russell in 36, 72, Wilkie, and 77, Rob Brown. 1 is Wright, 68, Cruikshank, 66, Smith, and 40, Campbell going sideways. 36 at the front, Russell leads it. 72, Wilkie, and 1, Dan Wright. Mike Smith in 66 and 77, Brown. Cruikshank, Campbell, and Lodecure round out the field. 2 laps complete and 8 to go, and 36, Derek Russell, the youngster, leads it. Russell in 36 at the front. He's tough to beat when he gets the lead. Right now he's out front as Wilkie and Dan Wright battle it out. A real battle shaping up, Rob, right now. Dan Wright and Roy Wilkie. Wilkie's been hot as of late. Wright's been hot all year. except for the last couple of weeks when he's had car problems.
Well, if you remember, Jim, about 3 weeks ago, Dan Wright got airborne going into corner 3. That car hit a wheel, went up as high as the concrete barrier and came down and bent the frame. They've been working on it for the last couple of weeks. It finally looks like they've got it sorted out, and he's back on top of his game again, giving Wilkie a real hard time trying to get up into that number 2 position.
Halfway. 5 down and 5 to go. And 36, Derek Russell leads it. Wilkie second, Wright in third. Mike Smith in fourth in 66 and 68 Cruikshank. Then at 77 Brown, 40 Campbell, and 63 Lodecure. A real battle for second. Wilkie wants to go ahead, but Wright will have no part of that. And Dan Wright stays right with Wilkie as 36. Derek Russell will have 3 to go this time by.
Well, Derek Russell is really prospering by the battle for second spot. As long as Wright and Wilkie keep hammering on each other, gives him lots of space between those two. He's been driving very, very well. Of course, he drives the junior late models as well, and he's learned this track very well and is really adjusting well to the bigger, heavier car.
36 Russell with 2 to go leads it. 72 Wilkie, and Wright having a battle. Wright is sticking to Wilkie like glue. White flag's out. There's 1 lap to go. 1 remaining. Final lap. 36 Derek Russell for the first time in the race has pressure.
Looks like there's something the matter with that car, Jim. He's fallen off the pace quite badly.
36 Russell leads it. He's got problems. Here he comes. It's going to be close. It'll be Russell. Wilkie for second, Wright for third, Mike Smith for fourth, followed by Kent Cruikshank, Rob Brown, Roger Campbell, and Larry Lodecure. All brought to you by the good folks from the Van Dolder home team. Van Dolder home team bringing that heat. Here he is pulling into victory lane in car number 36 for SkyTech Satellites. Russell Fencing and Burger King. Let's hear it for Derek Russell. Derek Russell wins it as he puts his car into victory lane. He's picked up a few checkered flags so far this year.
All of his wins started to come in the latter part of the season when he switched over to this bigger car. A little bit of an education factor and a few bumps and spins, but he's really gotten the hang of handling the much heavier car. And as you mentioned, Jim, the last couple of 3 weeks, month or so, he's been in the winner's circle several times. Think there's a problem with that car, though, because in that last heat, he fell off the pace badly in the last couple of laps. So they'll get that back to the pits and see what's going on.
Well, this is the second heat of Pro Stocks brought to you by Viceroy Homes as the white flag comes out on the pole. 69 Scott McTeer. McTeer in 69 for Myers Auto Records and Country Speed and Customs. 27 Mark Fenton for Piper's Glen Golf Club and Upper Canada Forestry. 24 Brad Schmidt for Bester Forest Products. 30 Todd Davenport for Ron Pringle Electric. 88 Jason Parker for Irwin's Heating Supplies. Mike Hastings in 10 for the Boot and Blade Restaurant, and 57 Trevor Wietzke for Riverside Auto. The green flag's out, we're racing. Off in racing in 69, Scott McTeer about to be passed by 27 of Mark Fenton. Fenton in 27, 30 of Davenport, and 69 McTeer. They're all very close as they complete 1 lap. 1 lap complete, the 27 driver leads it. That is Fenton. Fenton in 27, Davenport in 30 and 24 Schmidt, 69 McTeer, and 10 Mike Hastings.
Todd Davenport battling for the lead with Mark Fenton. Todd Davenport has been a leader in the race. He and the number 1 car of Dan Wright have been the class acts all season. Schmidt in the 24 car was powerful last weekend and showed lots of horsepower in one of the only Fords in this series. Todd Davenport takes over the lead from Fenton, and Schmidt is following right through.
Davenport in 30 leads it. Brad Schmidt 24. He has been strong lately. In second place, the 27 of Fenton in third. Davenport 30 leads at 24 second. Brad Schmidt 27. Fenton in third, 69 McTeer, and 10 of Hastings. We're halfway. 10 down, 5 down, and 5 to go of the total of 10. And the 30 out front is your leader, Todd Davenport. Davenport, 24 Schmidt, 27 Fenton, and 10 Hastings. McTeer in 69 and 57 of Trevor Wheatsky. Davenport continues to lead it. Schmidt second and 27 Fenton in third. Brad Schmidt just a youngster, but he's got the talent, he's got the car. He was strong a week ago as he battled it out with Dan Wright. Tonight he's sticking right with Davenport. There'll be 2 to go this time by 2 laps remaining. Number 30 leads it. That's Davenport. 24 Schmidt, 27 Fenton, and 10 of Mike Hastings. The white flag is out. There's 1 lap to go. 1 remaining. Final lap. Number 30 out front. Todd Davenport, 24, second place. Of Brad Schmidt, 27 Fenton, and number 10, Mike Hastings. On a 4 down the front for the checkered flag, it's going to be the 30 of Davenport who wins it. Schmidt for second, Fenton for third. In fourth, Hastings. In fifth, McTeer, followed by 57 Wheatsky and 88 Jason Parker. All brought to you by Viceroy Homes, and here he is about to pull into victory lane. He's out of Allenford for Elmer's Fighting Supply, Richard's Auto Service, Ron Pringle Electric, Northern Packaging, and Ken Noble Car Sales. Let's hear it, everyone, for Todd Davenport. Todd Davenport wins the race, sponsored by Viceroy Homes.
Well, a great race for Todd. He missed last weekend when he was away from the track. Wasn't sure where he was, but looks like he's back on song again. I don't know about you, Jim, but I think that car and that Schmidt car might have a couple of horses just by my feel of what's happening over Dan Wright in the 1 car, so it should be a great feature when we get them matched up.
Well, it's Challenger time. This one's brought to you by the Weed Man, and on the pole, the 35 of Craig Camerath. Craig Camerath, the driver that moved up from Junior late model a year ago for New Orleans Pizza, Owen Sound Mazda, Stan Brown Printers, Detail Graphics, Colbert Insurance, Firestone Motorsports, Bridgestone Racing, and Brian Pickett Ride Center. Number 79, that is Paul Took for Signs by Rutherford, along with the good folks from A1 Auto Wreckers. Number 7, that's Vern Monk for Signs by Rutherford, and Kathy Pajek State Farm Insurance. Number 16, Brian Torrey from McCullough Tire, and Lang's Used Cars and Trucks. There's the white flag. 38, Kevin Curry for the Pine Echo Camp, along with Clark's Tree Spade Service, Darcy Otwell and Sons, and Markdale Salvage. Number 10 is Tom Gibbons for the Boot and Blade Restaurant, Art Wright Auto Body VVD Signs, and Andy's Patio. Number 5 is Jeff Burke for Cindy's Variety. 98, Michael Ullman for Pools Plus. 88, Tim Schreiner for Peninsula Ford. 47, Jeff Morrison for Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. Green flag's out, we're racing. Off in racing, 35. Your leader, Craig Camerath, he slows down. 35, Camerath on the low side. Will be passed by 79, Paul Tuck. Paul Tuck in 79, 35. Craig Camerath and 16, Brian Torrey. Number 7, Monk 10 Gibbons and 38 of Kevin Curry. 47 is Jeff Morrison. Schreiner 88, 98 Michael Ullman. Up front right now, 79, your race leader, that is Paul Tuck. Took in 79, Camrath in 35, 16 Torrey, 7 Monk, and 38 Curry. 10 of Gibbons, 5 Burke, 47 Morrison, 88 Schreinerdt, and 98 Ullman. 4 complete, 6 to go. This one brought to you by the Weed Man. And the cross flags are out. We're halfway. 5 down and 5 to go. 79 at the front. Paul Tuck leads it. 35 Camrath in second. 16 Brian Torrey in third. 7 Monk in fourth. 38 Curry and 5 Jeff Burke. Camrath in second place. Torrey in third. 7 Monk, 38 Curry, and 5 Jeff Burke. 47 Morrison and 10 Tom Gibbons. Paul Tuck got out front early, Rob, and so far he's not letting up. Camrath in second and Torrey in third. Right now, Paul Tuck looks pretty much in control.
Well, Tuck has had a good run. He got past Camrath there in the first couple of laps, and he's not going to relinquish that position. Everybody's in a long string. Car that surprises me a little bit tonight, Jim, is Tim Schreinerdt in the 88 car. That car has been very, very strong all season long. Had one problem with the transmission seal that cost him a race, but other than that, it's been very good. He's sitting in the back of the pack. White flag is out, 1 lap to go.
Final lap, and Camrath had problems coming by the starter stand, but Paul Tuck continues to lead it. Tuck in 79, Camrath in 35, and Brian Torrey in 16. In for the win, it will be Paul Tuck. Craig Camrath for second, Brian Torrey for third, Vern Monk for fourth, and 38 Kevin Curry for fifth. Michael Ullman, Jeff Burke, Jeff Morrison, Tim Schreinerdt, and the 10 of Tom Gibbons. All brought to you by the Weed Man, and here he is driving into Victory Lane in car number 79. He is driving for Signs by Rutherford, A1 Auto Records, and RT Automotive, along with MacArthur Tire, your Goodyear tire dealer. Let's hear it for Paul Tuck, everyone. Paul Tuck, your winner, brought to you by the Weed Man.
And Jim, we have another birthday wish going out tonight. Brett Craig is 7 years old today, and he's having his birthday party right here at Sauble Speedway. So, Brett, happy birthday. Have a great party here at the races tonight.
You know what? Maybe we should be really nice. Can we get him, maybe we'll give him a late model for the night to celebrate his birthday.
A late model? That'd be good.
Yeah? All right. Let me see what I can do.
Find out what you can do there, David.
See if I can get him hooked up.
All righty.
Skull Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series set to go. I just did a quick run through the pits just to check on everybody. The only caution that came out was a result of the rear end giving out on the 7 car of Derek Tamirsma. It actually kind of seized up, and that's why the car wouldn't move. Bad place for that to happen when you're coming out of the corner and everybody else is on the gas when you can't actually go anywhere. So that's why they bunched up behind him. Got the car back into the pits and had the new rear end put into the car by the time the next qualifier started. So they're all ready to go, and we'll be back out here in just a couple of minutes.
Now, David, just before they get ready to go, I want to draw the attention to our firefighters and their representatives. They're in the stand selling their 50-50 tickets. There's some very, very good-looking firefighters, as a matter of fact, in the stand, so make sure you purchase your tickets from them. 50% goes to the firefighters to purchase new and updated equipment. The other 50% goes to one lucky race fan here at the Speedway tonight, so make sure you purchase your 50-50 ticket. And just before we get the race started, we would ask you all to step back from the fence, please, for your own safety. Everyone near the fence, please take your seats in the stand. Thank you very much.
All right, set to go with qualifier number 4 for the Skull Inc. All-Stars. 55, I should say, on the inside of row 1. Greg Cox from Acton for Fermar and Cox Classic Cars. Outside, 31 of Sean McWhorter from Eris for Alco Valves, Lomac Racing, and Gary Cooper Chevolts. The 42 of Richard Holmes, and he's driving for Concept Ford and Astro Automotive. 44, Steve Laking on the outside of that row, and he's driving for Boucher and Jones Fuels, Image Industrial Refinishing, and McKay Enterprises. 09 of Kent Noon from Williamsford for Noon's Auto Supply and Tile Time of Owen Sound. 27, Glenn Schnurr outside, one of your co-points leaders. Heading into this, the final night for the series. Out of Hepworth for Ron Forbes Enterprises, Reg Noble's Used Cars, Meaford and Concept Signs. 82, winner, first time out, Jason Shaw from Guelph for System Search Consulting. Metal Supermarkets, Spira Fire Protection and Waste Co. The 88 of Jim Rogers of Oakville for Alliance International. And the 71 of Doug Wilson. Doug out of Owen Sound with the Dodge for Ledrock, Owen Sound Rad and Tank, Wellington Motors, Leon's Top Air, and Fenwick Line Construction.
Dave, if I could interrupt, if we could have security, please, to the fence, please, security to the fence.
We need to ask, there's two gentlemen down to our right with the kids. We can't race until you go back. Thank you. The reason being is that we only have one spare pair of underwear, and there were 4 of you standing at the fence. And if a car hits it in front of you, you'll really embarrass yourself. There you go. Thank you. All right, we're looking for green. Wanted to make a quick mention, too. Obviously, you don't jump into racing and jump into a late model. It's a little bit more horsepower than you'd be used to. Watching the pure stocks here at Sauble Speedway. Great to get your rules right now. If you're interested in getting into racing, there are some cars for sale, or you could go out and start to build your own. You've got lots of time to do it in time for next year. Pure stock, one of the least expensive ways to do it, and have an awful lot of fun next summer. If you come to the Speedway enough, you might as well get out there and have some fun. So think about pure stock as a great way to have some fun next summer. You got lots of time to get a sponsor or two and get your car put together. We are all put together here. 9 cars for 10 laps. Mike Charest, head starter for the Skull Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series. Ready to go with the green, and it's out. Field goes by. 31, Sean McWhirter gets a little bump from behind by the 55 of Greg Cox. And Greg Cox gets a bump from Richard Holmes, and Richard Holmes gets a bump from the 09 of Kent Noon. So we've had our fair share of bumping already, and we're only 1 lap into this one. Steve Laking breaks away, though, right onto the back end of the 31 of Sean McWhirter. So those 2 cars start to pull away from the pack just a little bit. Looking back through the field, there's your points leader, and he holds on to it. What a great job by Glenn Schnurr as he's up and into 6th spot. 82 Jason Shaw and 27 Schnurr getting together. And when they did, that'd be the last thing Glenn Schnurr wants to have happen, to go around in a little circle. He wants to keep that car together so they can decide it in the feature. 82 Jason Shaw sitting in 7th. 8th is Jim Rogers. 9th is 71 Doug Wilson. Right front tire seems to be maybe going down on that Wilson car, as he had a tough time getting through the corner, and it's slowed right down now. Up front, 5 down and 5 to go as we're halfway for Sean McWhirter. We've got 3 separate battles developing right now. McWhirter leading Steve Laking in the front 2 spots. Whoa, 9 Kent Noon. Oh, how did he hold on to that? That's not right. The kid driving that 09 car is 15 years old. He was sideways going into the corner and still managed to pull that thing out. Nice job of driving up front. Great side-by-side racing. 3 to go. Sean McWhirter low, Steve Laking high, and there goes the horsepower of Steve Laking. He gets around the outside. McWhirter with a little tap in the back quarter panel. 2 to go. Prior to Cayuga Speedway, in 3 races in a row, it was 2 wins and a 2nd for that 44 car. And here comes McWhirter. White flags out. Sean McWhirter has a better car coming out of turn 4, and that could be the place he might be able to make the move. Laking pulls away by 2. McWhirter gets in the gas early. He's not going to get underneath him this time. Steve Laking, your winner. Steve Laking makes a move around the outside. Yeah, the 2 of them touch, but that's part of short track racing when it comes to late model, so it'll be Steve Laking pulling his car around to victory lane right now. Broadcast time, by the way, for the feature tonight set for 9 p.m. sharp. We go live on 560 CFOS, 1490 CFPS in this area, and on the internet, www.radioowensound.com. 44, Steve Laking from Morriston, Ontario for the Chevrolet. For Boucher & Jones Fuels, Image Industrial Refinishing and McKay Enterprises picks up a checkered flag in our qualifier number 4 tonight. Qualifier number 5 rolls out. It's 0-1, Stan Stone out of Midhurst. Last year's Rookie of the Year for the Skull Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series. Driving for Bissell, Pontiac Buick, Moffitt's Used Cars, Yanch Heating, Riverwood Irrigation, and Performance Recreation. Outside, 57, Brett Murray from Minising in the Ford for Videoflix, Cardwell Signs, and Roberts Collision. Row 2, 67, Steve Tamiersma. For Pennzoil Oil Change in Barrie and Newmarket, Bosch, Roberts Collision, Aurora Auto, Wicks, Victor Rhines, CRC Chemical Products, and Gates. Outside of him, 79 is just 16 years old, Pete Shepard Jr. from Brampton for Grisdale Racing Products, County Interiors, National Exhaust and Quality Collision. 7 had the rear end lock up in the first qualifier. He's back out. Derek Tamiersma for National Fast Freight, Exide, 3M Trimline out of Newmarket, Labatt's Budweiser Busch, and Roberts Collision. Outside 47, Stompin' Tom Walters from Barrie for Alliance International Heavy Truck and Equipment Sales. 17, Tim Ellis from New Dundee for Canco Transportation. And on the outside, the 03, Steve Ecker of Hamilton for Brian Patterson Plumbing. 8 cars, 10 laps, qualifier number 5. For the Skull Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series. And right off the start, 67 Tamiersma and 79 Pete Shepard Jr. get together just as they went by the start-finish line. Separated quickly, and everybody's all right as we're still side by side to complete one. They've got the hood off of that 01 of Stan Stone. Must have had a heating problem with that car, so they've taken the hood off, trying to get some additional air in there, cool things down a little bit. Stone on the inside of 57, Brett Murray in the Videoflix car. He's pumping up on the outside one more time. They're going to go side by side again. Brett Murray is in the proverbial hung out to dry spot right now in 57 because the Tamiersmas are teaming up on the inside. 67, Steve Tamiersma. 7, Derek Tamiersma. And 47, Stompin' Tom Walters has picked his spot as well as he jumps onto that low line. Now Pete Shepard Jr.'s got a chance to go down, and he will, and you can see what happens to Brett Murray. He's hung out. Now he gets back in. Good job by Brett Murray to get back in line and save that position. With 5 laps to go, Stan Stone with a big freight train behind him, and they're all coming with bumpers. Here they come. The Tamiersma brothers, 2nd and 3rd, and they had just some big battles in the last couple of races. And they've got a chance to do it again here. While they try to get by Stan Stone, who is driving a great line with that 01 car right now. Hugging the bottom, floating up out of the corner. Nobody able to get underneath him, and just as you say that, here comes Steve Tamiersma. Tamiersma's got the 67 on the low side. Can't make the pass yet. Pete Shepard Jr. spins around at the back. He's still mobile. If he can keep her going, we're staying green, but we won't. Caution comes out. Caution comes out, last completed lap, and that means Steve Tamiersma will have to start the job of trying to get by Stan Stone all over again. don't forget, more racing tomorrow night here at Sauble Speedway at 7 o'clock. The All-Star Late Model Home Series, sponsored by Peninsula Ford. Some of these very cars will be back in action tomorrow night. The Pro Stocks will be back. The Pure Stocks will be back. Challengers take the night off. The Junior Late Models are in for racing tomorrow night. Top three, single file, everybody else doubles up, and that's how the feature will restart as well. Lap cars get mixed in. Makes for an interesting night. Will make for an interesting restart here. Here comes that Canco car on the outside. Tim Ellis trying to sneak up if he can. Back underway, 2 to go. Stan Stone tries to get away from the Tamirsmas, but he can't. White flag will come out, 1 to go, and we are in for a barn burner right now. Steve Tamirsma, look how he goes about a half of the groove up, tries to get a run on the low side. He's going to try a slingshot move right here. A little bit higher, cut down low if you can, and try and get underneath. It's not going to work. Stan Stone to victory lane. That slingshot move is great if the car in front of you pushes up by any chance. When it doesn't, if he can hug that bottom, as Stan Stone did, you can't get a nose in there unless you pull a Rusty Wallace or Jeff Gordon and just do a little bump and run. 0-1, Stan Stone from Midhurst with the Pontiac for Bissell, Pontiac Buick, Moffitt's Used Cars, Yant Cheating, Riverwood Irrigation, and Performance Recreation. Stan Stone goes to victory lane, minus a hood. And the Skull Inc. pace car once again rolls out trackside. If you ever get a chance, if somebody asks you if you'd like to go for a ride in the pace car, every once in a while you might get that opportunity. It's interesting to go for a ride around the speedway. You don't notice when you're sitting up here. Banking in the corners is about 13 degrees. It's a lot steeper than you think when you're standing up here or sitting in the stands. Trust me, it's a very different look and feel when you're down on the track and that pace car is flipping around at about 35 miles an hour. 30, Jim Mullenhouse on the inside of row 1 for Alliston Engine and Ontario Steel Sales. Outside, 48, Jerry Wheaton from Orangeville. For Orangeville, Rad, Jim Brown & Sons Trucking, Dow's Fuel Injection, Travelers Transportation, and Ryerson Tull. The 34 of Dan Lawler from Mount Forest for Elko Valves, Lawmac Racing, and Gary Cooper Chevolts. The 4 of Craig Zerbrick from Palmerston for Benshaw Motor Controls, Georgian Power Sports, and Kitchaloo Cloggers. 76 is Tyler Williams from Chesley, driving for Rutherford Signs, Chevron Lubricants, Parkway Ford, Walkerton Collision, and Hank's Auto Wreckers. 72, Rob McDonnell, your other co-points leader for McDonnell Fuel, Springmount RV, Horton Concrete, and Ledge Rock. 59, winner, the first time out, Gavin Murray, driving for Aggressor Automation. And also driving for Service Freight Systems, Racetech Motorsports, and GCL Contracting. This one is going to be tight. Jerry Wheaton did not complete his first qualifier. Starts up front in this one, and look at the rocket. 48 takes off. Jerry Wheaton won his first feature in racing on June the 18th in 1966. This year is last year of driving late model. He made that announcement earlier today back in the pits. Celebrated his 60th birthday earlier this year and wants to go out on a high note. Would love nothing more than to take that 48 car to victory lane tonight. Jerry Wheaton leads it. Dan Lawler second. 76, Tyler Williams is third. Rob McDonnell fourth. Now a side-by-side battle for that fifth spot. Gavin Murray is inside. 30 of Jim Mullenhouse on the outside, and this time by, it's halfway. Mullenhouse going the wrong way on a one-way street here as he's fallen from the front to the back as 4 Craig Zerbrigg works on the underside of 30, and moves up and around him. Whoa, Jim Mullenhouse is all sideways, and he's straight now down the back stretch. Meanwhile, they start to reel in the 48 of Jerry Wheaton just a little bit. And now they've reeled them all the way in. Dan Lawler, 76 Tyler Williams, 72 Rob McDonnell. This time by 2 to go. Somebody is going to have to make that move, and I can almost guarantee it won't be 72 Rob McDonnell. One of your co-points leaders heading into the final feature of the season tonight for the Skol Inc. All-Stars. McDonnell would love this to just finish right about now, not hurt the car, and come back out for the feature. White flag out, 1 to go. Jerry Wheaton got the lead early and worked his way all the way around for 10 laps. Jerry Wheaton goes to victory lane. Jerry Wheaton, as I said, won his first feature in late model back on June the 18th of 1966. He's driven a late model for more than a few years and deserves a nice big round of applause. This will be his last night in the Skol Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series. 48, Jerry Wheaton for Orangeville Rad, Jim Brown & Sons Trucking, Dow's Fuel Injection, and Travelers Transportation, along with Ryerson Tull. It'll be a sad day when we don't see Jerry Wheaton behind the wheel of a race car. But he claims that he will retire from racing, but probably have the fastest riding lawnmower of anybody on his block.
And Jerry wants to steal the checkered flag and take it along with him. Let's hear it for Jerry Wheaton, everyone.
Looking for a little souvenir here in his last night of racing as he hangs up the checkers for good. Great driver. Been racing a long, long time, Jim. And here we go with our second round of pure stocks, led by the Dodge Wellington Chrysler 2003 PT Cruiser. That vehicle turbocharged this year. A few added horsepower to make that thing get along a little bit better on the highway.
And this qualifying heat brought to you by Burger King. The first 3 heats for the All-Stars tonight. Just before this, brought to you by First Choice Communications, Bayshore Broadcasting, and the Bank of Montreal. This one brought to you by Burger King. And on the pole, the 11 of Tim Jones out of Collingwood, self-sponsored on the outside. Number 40, Ken Good, out of Erin, Ontario. And Ken is sponsored by Toronto Metal Spinning and Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park. 55, Sherry Fox for Casey Automotive, Stevens Auto Wreckers. And Doug Fox Auto along with Concept Signs, 24, Al Aberdeen. And Al is sponsored by Townsend Lake Golf Course, Markdale Salvage, and Arbro Enterprises. Number 3 is Wayne Hutt. And Wade is sponsored by Mackenzie Automotive, Larry's Roofing, and Doghouse Racing. 27, Mike Mercer, and Mike is self-sponsored. 51, Brian Ron for Thirsty Mooseheads Automotive and Orangeville Precast. There's the white flag. 25 is Gene Carley driving for Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park, H&H Patio Enclosures, and KW Surplus. Rounding out the field, the winner of the first time out tonight, 79 of Larry McClintock. He's out of Orangeville for Colacab, Orangeville Lock and Door, Tarswell Equipment, Snow Brothers Contracting, Orangeville Towing, and Uncle Orville's Auto Wreckers. This one, as we've mentioned, brought to you by Burger King of Owen Sound. We're about to go green. Looking for the green flag as they come off a 4 down the front. The green flag is out and we're racing. Off in racing in car 11, Tim Jones is off to an early lead. The 40 of Ken Good second, 55. Sherry Fox in third. 24 is Aberdeen, 3 is Hutt, and 27, Mike Mercer. Tim Jones in car 11 continues to hold off 55, Sherry Fox. Fox in second. Ken Good in the rainbow-colored number 40 is in third. 24 Aberdeen and 3 Wayne Hutt. Mercer 27, followed by 25 Carly. McClintock in 79, and car 51, Brian Ryan. There'll be 3 complete this time by, and car 11 still leads it, Tim Jones. But here comes Sherry Fox. Sherry Fox on the high side trying to make her move, and Aberdeen on the low side. But Fox goes by, and Sherry Fox will lead it. There'll be 4 complete, a brand new leader. It's Sherry Fox, everyone.
Al Aberdeen in the 24 car, our midseason points leader, really trying to put some moves on, trying to get by the 11 car of Tim Jones to get up and catch Sherry Fox. And it looks like with the slide of Jones, Aberdeen's going to do it. Takes over second position.
Halfway, 5 down and 5 to go. Sherry Fox is out front in second place. 24 Aberdeen. In third place, car 11, Tim Jones. In fourth, the 3 of Hutt. Fifth is 25 Carly, followed by McClintock in 79. Ken Good in 40, 27 Mercer, and 51 Ron.
Oh, Tim Jones all over the racetrack. Wayne Hutt managed to get away from him, and everybody's still straight and narrow, but Tim Jones sideways coming out of corner number 4.
55, Sherry Fox is your leader. In second place, 24 Aberdeen. In third, the 11 of Jones. 3 Hutt, 79 McClintock, and Carly really starting to smoke. 25, Gene Carly is really smoking, and he will get the mechanical black flag next time by. The biggest lead of the race so far with 2 to go. Sherry Fox out front. Fox leads at Aberdeen second. Jones in third, Wayne Hutt, McClintock, Carly, Mercer, followed by Good and 51 Ron. And there goes Carly to the pits. And here comes a white flag. There's 1 lap to go. 1 lap remaining. Final lap for 55, Sherry Fox. 24 Aberdeen, 3 Wayne Hutt, and 79 McClintock. 11 of Jones, 27 Mercer, 40 Good, and 51 of Brian Ron. And for the win, it's going to go to Sherry Fox. For second, it'll be Al Aberdeen. For third, Wayne Hutt. Larry McClintock, followed by Tim Jones, Mike Mercer, Ken Good, and Brian Ron. All brought to you by Burger King of Owen Sound, the place to stop after the races. And here she is about to drive into Victory Lane for KC Automotive, Stevens Auto Wreckers, Concept Signs, and Doug Fox Automotive. Let's hear it for Sherry Fox.
Well, I think, Jim, it's time for the Sauble Shuffle. Ladies and gentlemen, we have lots of folks looking for seats. If you can kind of stand up, squinch together a little bit closer to your neighbor, you might get to meet somebody new. We need to make some room, so let's all do the Sauble Shuffle one more time tonight.
And heat number 2 of the second round of Pure Stocks comes trackside. This one's brought to you by BMI Internet. And starting on the pole, 38, Al Cusick, driving for Markdale Salvage. On the outside, car number 30, Janet Weatherhead. For King Service Center, the Weedman, Poppy's Garden Center, Peninsula Water Treatment, K & Pete's Bed and Breakfast, and Markdale Salvage. White flag is out, 31, Jason Schmidt, driving for Bester Forest Product and Schmidt's Paving. 09 is Dean Curry for Clark's Tree Spade Service, Markdale Salvage, Sauble Beach Resort Camp, and the Laurentian Bank of Canada. Number 8, Paul Gressel for Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park and H&H Patio Enclosures. 17, the winner first time, Steve Mole for Dashboard Coyotes, Pennzoil, Cook's Water Systems, and Fenton Signs. And rounding out the field, the 22 of Mark Ruthven, driving for Smith's Garage and Ruthven Auctions. Not tonight, I don't think. Looking for the green flag.
And we're racing. The 38 car of Alec Cusick takes the lead. Oh, we got 31. Brad Schmidt down in the infield. No yellow flag. I think he's going to, doesn't look like the yellow flag is going to come out. So Cusick in the 38 leads. 17 Mole, 09 Curry, 8 Gressel, 22 Root Van, and 30 is Janet Weatherhead.
38 Alan Cusick continues to lead it. 31 Jason Schmidt comes back to the track. But up front right now, your race leader, 38 Cusick. 17 in second place, Steve Mole. In third place, 09 of Dean Curry. 8 Gressel, 22 Ruthven, and 30 Weatherhead. Cusick will lead it as we complete lap number 3. 3 down and 7 to go. .38 Cusick, 17 Mole, and 8 Gressel, followed by 22 Ruthven and 09 Curry. Weatherhead back there in 30. But up front right now, Alan Cusick continues to lead it. Remember, he had a flat tire in his first heat and did not finish. And Peter Cavute was involved in that collision in the first heat, and Pete did not make the call for this race. 38 Cusick will lead it as we're halfway. 5 down and 5 to go. Halfway. Cusick 38, 17 Mole, 8 Gressel, and 22 Ruthvan, 09 Curry, and 30 Weatherhead. A battle right now shaping up for third spot, and Ruthven in 22 gets by the 8 of Paul Gressel. Ruthven up to third. 4 laps to go in this one, 4 laps and 38. Alan Cusick leads it. Cusick out front, 17 Mole second, 22 Ruthven in third. 8 Gressel in fourth, followed by 09 Curry and 30 Weatherhead. Ruthven's on a mission right now, trying to work his way up now to second place. 2.5 laps to go for race leader, 38 Alan Cusick. Cusick at the front in 38, 17 Mole and 22 Ruthven. 2 laps to go. 17 Mole in second place. 22 Ruthven now tries to make his move on the 17 of Steve Mole. The white flag is out. There's 1 lap to go, 1 remaining. And your race leader still, Cusick. 17 Mole second, 22 Ruthven third. 8 Gressel, 09 Curry, and 30 Weatherhead. A half a lap from victory. Car 38. Cusick will lead at the battle. First, second right now between Mole and Ruthven. They get together. Cusick wins it. For second, it'll be Ruthven. For third, Mole, followed by Gressel, 09 Curry, and 30 Weatherhead.
And a huge battle there at the very end, Jim. Mole is going off with the right front tire flat. Ruthven and he got together. Ruthven's been in a couple of these bang-ups tonight. It's a little bit unusual for him. But nevertheless, Alan Cusick, 38 is your winner here in this pure stock.
Well, here he is. It's sponsored by BMI, BMTS, BMI Internet. And here he is in Victory Lane driving for Markdale Salvage. Let's hear it, everyone, for Alan Cusick. He's driving for Markdale Salvage. And after not finishing his opening heat, he drives his car to Victory Lane here in this one. And coming up now, we've got the Pro Stocks. This one's brought to you by Coldwell Bankers Lifestyle Realty. And there's number 9, Peter Cavute. Looks like Pete is going to make a couple of hot laps. Remember, Pete was involved with that collision with Mark Ruthven in the previous heat. Don't forget, tomorrow night here at Sauble Speedway, it'll be the All-Star Late Model Home Series plus the Pro Stocks, Pure Stocks, and Junior Late Models. Racing gets underway tomorrow at 7. Next Saturday night, the final night of racing, it'll be the end-season championships for all divisions, the Peninsula Ford Home Series for the late models, along with the Challengers, Pro Stocks, Pure Stocks, and Junior Late Models. Next Saturday, the final night of racing this year here at Sauble Speedway. And here they come, the Reg Nobles Used Cars Pro Stocks. And this one brought to you by Coldwell Bankers, Lifestyle Realties. And on the pole, number 40 is Roger Campbell. And Roger driving for Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park, Steen's Dairy, Munda Lumber, and Trillium Sandblasting. On the outside, 77, Rob Brown for Foodland, Ron and Lewis Plant, Chaplin's Catering, and Noon's Auto Body. Number 68, Kent Cruikshank for Crown Rust Control. On the outside, 66, Mike Smith for Jangles Pub and Eatery. Number 1 is Dan Wright for Dreammaker Family Campground, Ledge Rock, Stan Wright Well Drillers, and AW Auto Body. 72, that is Roy Wilkie. Roy driving for OC Long Contracting, Johnny G's Tavern, and Nectals and Dillon's Food Market. 36, Derek Russell for Skytech Satellites. 63, Larry Lodacure driving for Lobby's Beachfront Restaurant. Green flags out, we are racing. Off in racing, car 40 is your race leader, Roger Campbell. Campbell in 40 leads at 77 Brown and 68 Cruikshank. 1 is Wright, 66 Smith. 72 Wilkie, 36 Russell. And car 63, Larry Lodacure. At the front right now, car 40, Campbell is trying to hold off Cruikshank, but right on the horizon, here comes a 1 of Dan Wright.
Dan Wright taking the high side, trying to work on Cruikshank, get a little bit of an advantage. I think he has the horsepower. He just needs to hang in there, and he'll be there very shortly. Good. Holding up Cruikshank. Dan Wright right along beside, and here he goes. He's going to take up with the number 2 spot, and he'll be looking to take over number 1 from 40 very, very shortly here.
Number 40, Roger Campbell leads at the 1 car. In second place, Dan Wright. He's right on Campbell's back bumper now. Roger Campbell leads at Dan Wright second. Kent Cruikshank in third. 66 Smith and 72 Wilkie were halfway. 5 down and 5 to go in the 40 car at the front. Campbell leads it. Dan Wright 1 second, 68 Cruikshank in third. 72 Wilkie, 66 Smith, and 36 of Russell. 77 Brown and 63 Lodacure. What a battle at the front right now.
Wright and Campbell got together about a lap back, and Wright managed to hang on to his car. He's got real pressure on Campbell now, taking the high line. We'll see if he can hang on.
Number 40, Roger Campbell trying to hold off Wright, but here goes Wright. Wright's got the lead. Dan Wright in 1 leads it. Number 40 in second place, Campbell in third place, 72 of Roy Wilkie. 68 Cruikshank, 66 Smith, and 36 Russell. It's Wright who leads it as we have got 2 laps to go. 2 laps remaining. Dan Wright out front. In second place, Campbell in 40. In third, 72. Wilkie, the white flag's out. There's 1 lap to go. 1 remaining. Final lap. Dan Wright, your leader. Pressure for second. Wilkie gives the bumper to Campbell, and Wilkie gets on the low side. On a 4 down the front for the win, it's going to be Dan Wright. Wilkie for second. Campbell for third. Cruikshank gets passed by 36 Russell. Then we've got Cruikshank, Smith, 77 Brown, and 63 Lodacure.
Well, Jim, that's classic Dan Wright driving here at Sauble Speedway. Start in the middle of the pack, work your way up, and bingo, bango, bungo. Here you are at the checkered flag. Dan Wright, your winner of this Pro Stock Heat.
All brought to you by Coldwell Bankers Lifestyle Realty, and here he is driving for A&W Automotive, Stan Wright Well Drillers, Ledge Rock, Dreammaker Family Campground, Horton Concrete Finishing. Let's put our hands together for Dan Wright, your winner.
Just a reminder, everyone, the firefighters and the representatives are in the crowd right now selling 50-50 tickets. Don't forget to purchase yours before the end of the night. we'll be drawing, and some lucky race fan will win 50% of the proceeds. 50% goes to the firefighters to buy new safety equipment and rescue equipment to help you in your time of need. So make sure you purchase yours. We've had jackpots worth over $1,000 this year, and tonight with this crowd, it looks like it could be there tonight. So it could pay for a great weekend here at Sauble Speedway.
Well, this one's out for the Pro Stocks, brought to you by Canada Post. And on the pole, car number 88, Jason Parker for Quality Air. Ron Gibbons Construction, George's Trim, Narva Farms and Irwin's Heating Supplies. White flag is out. 69, Scott McTeer for Country Speed and Custom Oil Guard and the Grey Bruce Labor Council. Number 10, Mike Hastings for the Boot and Blade Restaurant. 27, Mark Fenton for Piper's Glen and Upper Canada Forestry. 24, Brad Schmidt for Bester Forest Products. 30, Todd Davenport for Neath Industrial Safety Supplies. 57, Trevor Wheatsky for Riverside Auto. The green flag's out. We're racing. Off in racing with the Reg Nobles Used Cars Pro Stocks. And up front, Jason Parker leads it. Parker at 88. On the high side, McTeer tries to make his move, but it's still Parker. 88 Parker, 69 McTeer, 10 Hastings, and 27 of Fenton. 24 Schmidt, 30 Davenport, and 57 Wheatsky. What a battle at the front, and Hastings is going to try and sneak by. Jason Parker, 88, leads at 10, Mike Hastings, 69 of Scott McTeer, and 24 Brad Schmidt. And Parker left the door open, and Mike Hastings takes advantage, and Hastings will lead it.
And
Number 10, Mike Hastings, 24 Schmidt, 30 of Davenport, and the 88 car of Jason Parker, 27 of Mark Fenton, 69 McTeer, and 57 Wheatsky. Hastings out front.
Hastings leading a freight train right through with 24 Schmidt and Davenport on his tail. 27 Hinton, the three combatants in the first heat of this series. Here goes Schmidt with the power of that Ford. Takes Davenport with him. They get into each other a little bit. Come down the front straight. Schmidt still in the lead. Davenport all over his tail.
Halfway in this one, 5 down and 5 to go. The 24 car at the front. Brad Schmidt is your leader. Davenport 32nd. Number 10 Hastings in third. Here comes Davenport. He gives the bumper to the 24 car of Brad Schmidt. Right now, Davenport is sticking to Schmidt like glue. They are going to have a battle. There'll be 3 to go this time by. 24, Brad Schmidt leads, 30 Davenport, and 27 Fenton. 10 Hastings, 69 McTeer, and 88 Parker. We've got 2.5 laps to go. 24 Schmidt in the lead. 30 Davenport second, 27 Fenton third. There'll be 2 to go this time by. 24 Schmidt at front. 30 Davenport, 27 Fenton, and 69 McTeer. A battle shaping up. The white flag is out. There's 1 lap to go. 1 remaining. Final lap. 24 Brad Schmidt, 30 Davenport, and 27 Fenton. Brad Schmidt trying to hang on. Davenport looks low. They're tight. Here they go for the win. It's going to be Brad Schmidt. Davenport for second, 27 Fenton for third. Scott McTeer, Mike Hastings, followed by Jason Parker and Trevor Wheatsky. All brought to you by Canada Post. And here he is about to drive into victory lane. He's out of Mildmay for Bester Forest Products, Bester Logging, and Smith's Garage. Let's hear it for the 24 of Brad Schmidt. So Brad Schmidt wins the heat race, sponsored by Canada Post. Coming up now, we've got the Challengers, brought to you tonight by the Comfort Inn. And starting on the pole for this one, the 10 of Tom Gibbons. And Tom is sponsored by the Boot and Blade Restaurant, Artright Auto Body, DVD Signs, Eagleson Furniture, and Andy's Patio. Number 88, that is Tim Schreinerdt, driving for Peninsula Ford Burger King and Schreinerdt Logging. Number 47, Jeff Morrison out of Owen Sound for Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and Gibby's Framing. 98, Michael Allman for Pools Plus, Finish Line Graphics, Ed's Automotive, and Allison Transmission. Number 5 is Jeff Burke. Jeff's driving for Mountain Wide Auto Parts, Greg Brady Construction, and Cindy's Variety. 38, Kevin Curry for Markdale Salvage, the Pineapple Camp, Clark's Tree Spade Service, Darcy Otwell and Sons, the other sponsor. Number 7, Vern Monk for Signs by Rutherford, along with Kathy Pajak State Farm Insurance and Snap-on Tools. 16, Brian Torrey for Lang's Used Cars and Trucks, along with McClellan Contracting and McCullough Tire. 35, that is Craig Camrath for Owen Sound Mazda, Culbert Insurance, and Stan Brown Printers. Rounding out the field, the winner first time, 79, Paul Took for Signs by Rutherford and A1 Auto Wreckers, along with MacArthur Tire. The green flag's out, we're racing. Off in racing, car 10 is your race leader, Tom Gibbons. And he is about to be passed by the 88 of Tim Schreinerdt. Gibbons hangs on, we've got problems. Number 16, Brian Torrey, going the wrong way on a one-way street up between 3 and 4. We've got caution, and that will be a complete restart. And this is the final qualifier before the features, brought to you by the Comfort Inn.
Well, a little bit of tangle up there in the back of the pack, Jim, in the first part of this first lap, so we'll get them all lined up just the way they were when we started. Gibbons on the pole, Schreinerdt on the outside, Morrison in row 2 on the inside, Michael Almond on the outside in row number 2. 5 is Jeff Burke. 38, Kevin Curry in the third row on the outside. Number 7 is Vern Monk, low on the inside of second last row. Beside him, Paul Took in the 79 car. Behind that, Mr. Russell in the 35, or Craig Camrath rather, in the 35 car. And in amongst them there is number 16 of Brian Torrey. White flag is out. We'll be racing next time around.
Number 10, Tom Gibbons, 88 Schreinerdt, 47 Morrison, 98 Ullman. Looking for the green flag as they come off of 4 down the front. The green flag's out, we're racing. Number 10, Tom Gibbons pulls away on Schreinerdt, but here comes Schreinerdt right back, and Schreinerdt will edge forward. Schreinerdt 88, Gibbons 10, 47 Morrison, and 98 Ullman. Five is Burke, 38 Curry, 7 Monk, and 79 Tuck. 16 Torrey and 35 Camrath up front right now. Schreinerdt is your leader. Schreinerdt 88, 47 Morrison, 10 Gibbons, and 98 of Ullman. 5 Burke, 7 Monk, and 38 Curry. At the front right now, Schreinerdt continues to lead it. Schreinerdt 88, 47 Morrison, Gibbons in 10, running third. 98 Ullman and 5 Burke. 88 Schreinerdt being challenged by 47 Morrison. Four complete, 6 to go. Morrison trying to get on the low side of Tim Schreinerdt. Cross flags are out, we're halfway. 5 down and 5 to go. '88 Schreinerdt leads at 47 Morrison and 10 Gibbons. 98 Ullman and 5 Jeff Burke. 7 Monk, and 38 Curry, 16 Torrey, and 79 Tuck. Jeff Morrison looks low. He backs off. But up front right now, car 88, your race leader. That's Schreiner. Morrison putting the pressure on. Two and a half laps to go for your race leader. And 88, Schreiner hangs on. Schreiner 88, 47 Morrison, 98 Allman, and 10 Gibbons. Tim Schreiner, 88, just ahead of 47 Morrison.
We have problems in corner number 1 and 2, Jim. 38 car.
We've got a red flag on the track as 38 Curry has lost a wheel.
Coming down the back straight.
Red flag condition, everyone stops. Last call for 50-50, last call. If you have not yet got your 50-50 tickets, get one now. But right now, 38 Kevin Curry gets out of his car. And Kevin has had all kinds of rough luck this year, and right now it does not improve.
And that's about the 4th wheel we've had come off this year, which is really quite unusual. No damage is done, but that's the kind of a situation that caused Dan Wright to get airborne in the Pro Stock Series several weeks ago. A wheel running down the back straight. He split a car, went out the other side, hit the wheel, and he literally was up as high as the top of the back concrete barrier before he landed. And he bent the frame on that Pro Stock car, and it's taken them several weeks to get it out. So a dangerous situation, which is why the red flag went out to stop everybody, because we don't need any high flyers here tonight.
Well, right away, quick, they'll get the cars moving again. You cannot afford to have the engines sitting there idling. They overheat, and that's when the problems start. They get the cars moving very quickly.
Well, while we're waiting for them to get Kevin back to the pits, let's just acknowledge some of the folks that help make racing possible here at Sauble Speedway each and every Saturday night and Sunday nights on the long weekends. First Choice Communications of Owen Sound, Bayshore Broadcasting, the home of 560 CFOS, Mix 106, and Country 93. The Bank of Montreal, Burger King, BMI Internet, Canaan Construction in Guelph, Coldwell Banker Lifestyles Realty in Owen Sound, Canada Post, The Comfort Inn, CRC Manufacturing from Holland Landing, Davis Trophy in Orangeville, Douglas Cleaners in Owen Sound, Drew's Esso here at Sauble Beach, EC King Contracting in Owen Sound, Elf Race Fuel from Toronto, the fuel that powers the race cars here at Sauble Speedway, Earth Power Equipment in Meaford, Eastside Mario's in Owen Sound, Exide Technologies of Maple, five-star stock car bodies in Twin Lakes, Grey Bruce Septic Service here at Sauble Beach, the Garden Market IGA in Mississauga, Gray Motors in Owen Sound, the Gardner Abattoir, Hostess Frito-Lay, Hallman Chevrolet, and the IGA in Owen Sound. We thank each and every one of these sponsors. They make racing possible here at Sauble Speedway. And the starter's out on the racetrack. He's going to get everybody lined up for this restart. Kevin Cooter Curry on the hook, heading back to the pits. They'll get that car repaired, and he'll be back for our feature later on tonight. Just a reminder, we have a fundraiser for the number 57 car in the All-Star Late Model Series. Brett Murray, his daughter, is undergoing some treatment for pediatric cancer. We wish he and his family well. There are collection jars at each of our concession stands in our midway. Please make sure you donate. If we reach the $800 level next week, Joe Chisholm Jr. and one of his pals will be shaving their head right here at the start-finish line in support of Brett and his family and his daughter. Now, his daughter's doing extremely well, responding well to the chemotherapy and all of the other treatments that these young children have to go through. But we encourage you to help us out here. They have to drive Brett's daughter back and forth for treatment all the time, and the expenses do add up. So make sure as you're in the souvenir area to drop by and drop a loonie in the jar and help us out.
Hot rumor around the pits tonight that Michael Ullman is going to late model next year. Hot rumor, could be taking over the number 2 late model. So that's the rumor in the pits tonight.
That means there's a challenger for you to buy and race, Jim.
We will see what happens.
Tim Schreidart has had some bad racing luck this year in that 88 Ford. He's had lots of horsepower, has handled well. Last time he was behind the wheel, no, I guess it was not he, it was his co-driver, Mr. Hamilton, coming in for a feature win and a transmission seal let go. It's a $4.95 part, let go in the last lap, and it caused a DNF and a win. So he's had a couple of problems like that this year, little niggly ones, but looks like he's got the car sorted out and running very, very well tonight. We'll see how he makes out the balance of this heat race.
White flag is out, and incidentally, Alex Hamilton is in the stands here tonight, watching the races. Alex did come back the next invitational and win.
That's correct.
And he
but
had
barely.
an oil line let go as he was going down the back straightaway, and just as that happened, the rain came down. So it was all over just in time that night. It's lucky it wasn't one lap more. Green flag is coming out this time for the Comfort Inn. We have got 2 laps to go. The green flag is out, and we are racing. Off in racing, 88 at the front. Schreinar is your leader. 47 Morrison second, 98 Ullman third. 10 Gibbons gets touched up by the 5 of Burke. White flag's out. There's 1 to go.
Jeff Burke got tangled up with 79 Took and went high on the outside, just about tagged the wall coming out of corner 4, but managed to collect it up before any damage was done.
88 Schreinar trying to hold off Morrison. Out of 4 down the front for the checkered. It will be Schreinar who wins it. Morrison for second, Ullman for third. Vern Monk, Tom Gibbons, Paul Took, Jeff Burke, and 35 of Cameron. All brought to you by the Comfort Inn of Owen Sound. And here he is about to drive down and into victory lane in car number 88. He's out of Elmwood, driving for Burger King, Peninsula Ford, Schreinar Logging, along with Fresher Foods and Chesley Terra Insurance. Let's put our hands together for the 88 driver of Tim Schreinar. Tim Schreinar picking up the win tonight as he sits down in victory lane. Well, I understand we're in for a treat as we're going to have a 2003 Viper come out and do a few hot laps here, courtesy of the good folks from Wellington Chrysler Dodge in Guelph. And here it is, the 2003 Viper. You could test drive one today. If you test drive one on a speedway, just make sure if it does have concrete walls that you have your insurance paid up.
I'm thinking that's going to be an expensive touch, Jim, if he loses that one on one of these corners. I hope Ted's got lots of insurance on that baby.
'2003 Viper here at Sauble Speedway, all part of Wellington Chrysler Dodge Night. And they've got a great selection of cars and trucks here at Sauble Speedway tonight. They make the trip north from Guelph every year on the Labor Day weekend to put on their big night here at the track. Tonight they're sponsoring the All-Star Super Series. And there goes the Viper.
Hello. Welcome to the Sauble Speedway infield.
The brakes do work. We said tonight the track is a little bit slick due to the heat today. We're going to go live to CFOS in 8.5 minutes. So race time about 12 minutes away.
Now, just before the Viper finishes its laps, we have a van in our parking lot. I don't have the make, but the license number is AAAALY 730. If you want to go home tonight, you need to go on out there to the parking lot and turn those old lights off. You've left your lights on. A van license plate number AALY 730. You better head on out there.
We talked a lot about Glenn Schnurr and Rob McDonnell tonight. Another driver that's got a chance in this one tonight, Tim Ellis. He must win the race tonight and hope that Glenn Schnurr and Rob McDonnell finish third or lower. Ellis would also win the series if he finished second tonight and McDonnell and Schnurr finished no better than eighth. Ellis could also win the series if he finished third tonight and Schnurr or McDonnell finished no better than 10th. And Ellis could also win the series tonight if he finishes fourth or lower, as long as Schnurr and McDonnell finish at least 7 positions back. The long shot driver tonight, Steve Temiersma, he's number 67, who could win the series if he won the race and Tim Ellis finished 12th or lower, while McDonnell and Schnurr finished 18th or lower. So the long shot driver tonight, Steve Temiersma, he could win the series if he won the race and Ellis finished 12th or lower, while McDonnell and Schnurr finished 18th or lower. So we got drivers that can win this championship tonight. The All-Star Super Series sponsored by School Inc. Glenn Schnurr, Rob McDonnell, Tim Ellis, or Steve Temiersma. They're coming out and lining up for this race tonight, the final race in the 11-race series, brought to you tonight by the good folks from Wellington Chrysler Dodge. We hope you have a great night here at Sauble Speedway and enjoy this race. As the drivers come out and line up, we're going to have a driver intro from the track here very shortly. 6 minutes away, guys. 6 minutes.
Test 1, 2.
Sponsors of the All-Star Series include Skoal Inc., good folks from Quaker State Motor Oil, Wiseco, Goodyear, ColorTech Motorsports Photography, 5-Star Stock Car Bodies, CRC Manufacturing, B&B Decals, Wheels by 69 Auto Hanley Enterprises, Wix Filters, Elf Racing Fuel, Fast Track Fiberglass Incorporated, Exide Technologies, and Inside Track Racing Publications. 5 minutes to airtime on CFOS. 5 minutes. So far in the series, back in May, on a very cold May evening, Tim Ellis won the opening race. At Sunset in June, it was Jerry Wheaton who won. In July at Barrie Speedway, Jason Shaw was the winner. At Peterborough at July, it was Sean McWhirter. Sunset, July, Gavin Murray was the winner. At Delaware Speedway in July, Steve Temiersma was the winner. Sauble Speedway on the August long weekend, it was Steve Laking. At Peterborough Speedway 3 weeks ago, it was Steve Laking again. 2 weeks ago last night at Flamborough Speedway, it was Pete Shepard. And at Cayuga Speedway last Saturday night, it was Tim Ellis. 4 minutes? 4 minutes to airtime, 4 minutes.
How are you?
Well, just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that tomorrow night there's racing back here at Sauble Speedway. The Peninsula Ford All-Star Home Series returns to Sauble. We understand we're going to have some of our All-Star late model folks join us. They have a banquet tomorrow for their end of season and championship, so some of those folks will join us, so it should be a good night. The Pro Stocks, Pure Stocks, and Junior Late Models will also be along for the ride, so make sure you're here tomorrow night for another super night of racing here at Sauble Speedway.
Yes. This is live, Jim? Perfect, thank you. Very good, actually. Very good. We'll do probably easily 4 spots. All right, we've got that bike that we've been drawing, or you've been filling out ballots for, courtesy of the 79 car of Pete Shepard Jr. Kids who are 12 and under put their name in, right? 13 and under? All right, Petey, come here and draw this. Just hold. After this, we're going to draw for Ross Potter's motorbike. All right, if you have this winning number, no, we're going to call the number. If you have this winning number, I need you to come down to the starter stand immediately, or you're going to be on the radio. 0, 7, 1, 8, 3, 1, 5. 0, 7, 1, 8, 3, 1, 5. Come down here right away. We want to give you a new bike. How about you hold on to that? Where'd this bike come from? That's not yours.
It was donated by a sponsor, County Interiors. They were great all year. They're really good hearted. They like doing everything for the fans, and it was really nice of them to do. It was out of the goodness of their heart, and we're just going to give it away today to some fans.
All right.
90 seconds
Once again,
to intro, Dave.
071 8315. Yeah, hockey starts tomorrow. Yeah, give me a 1 minute call. Hold up, Freddie. I still haven't given away the bike.
Just about 1 minute, Dave, till the intro, and then 2 minutes of spots.
Okay. Let him come out. Her. It. Is it a her? Come here, girl. I mean, oh, it's got the little wheelie bar. Look at that. It's got the trick stuff on it, man. It's all tricked out. Okay, what's your name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin. Let me see your number, Caitlin.
1 minute.
Caitlin's number is 071 8315. And the winning number is 071 8314. Sorry. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's your bike. Congrats. Oh, you people now think I'm mean. So then now you cheer for Pete Shepard Jr. and his sponsor who put together the bicycle. Congratulations to Caitlin. Get a picture.
30 seconds, Dave.
Now get the
Till
bike out
intro.
of here or you'll get run over. Unless you can ride that bike at 90 miles an hour, get off the track. Thanks, Caitlin. Give her a nice round of applause. You got a hair time, 2 minutes of spots, and then we're back. You want to do the t-shirts now? Announce them. It's all right, Fred. You do whatever you're going to do. I'm not going to talk on the radio yet. Fans, we're about to go live on 560 CFOS, 1490 CFPS, on the internet, www.radioowensound.com. Fred Wallace is up in the tower. He's going to do an introduction. He'll do 2 minutes worth of commercials,
Hello, everybody,
come back to us
and
live,
welcome to
and we'll be
560
ready to go.
CFOS
So
and
get
Sauble
set.
Speedway tonight for the final stop in the 2002 Skull Link All-Star Late Model Super Series of Auto Racing. After more than 700 laps, we have co-leaders at 888 points going to the final night, 72 Rob McDonnell and 27 Glenn Schnurr. There are other stories and other contenders. Tim Ellis, Steve Temersma with shots at the drivers' titles. We also have the return of Brett Murray, the retirement of Jerry Wheaton, but really what it comes right down to is the co-leaders, Glenn Schnurr of Hepworth and Rob McDonnell of Allenford. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and much, much more. You're listening to the 2002 Skull Link All-Star Late Model Super Series of Auto Racing on 560 CFOS.
2 minutes, Dave.
90.
Thank you. Just a quick reminder, fans, as we introduce each driver in the lineup tonight, each one of them has 3 T-shirts provided by Skol Inc., our title sponsor for the series. So if you get nice and loud, you get a T-shirt. Not yet. Hey, keep it down. We got a noise bylaw. Not yet. Wait till we go live on the radio and then scream like mad, all right? You'll know when.
1 minute.
Tonight like this is rather
30, Dave, can you give me a test?
Trackside, Fred, trackside. Test 1, 2. Testing 1. Can you hear it yet? Test 1, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sauble Speedway for tonight's stop in the 2002 Skol Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series of Auto Racing. Now let's go trackside and check in with Dave Middleton.
Well, I hope you can hear us. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for the Skol Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series.
Jim?
We have got 26 of the best late model cars in the province of Ontario. We've got a tie at the top between 27 Glenn Schnurr and 72 Rob McDonnell. And we've got 72 green flag laps to decide this. Let's check out our starting field tonight. First of all, please welcome driving the 0 car for Solway's Garden Market IGA and BS Fireworks, the 0 of Steve Wilkins. Driving the 3 car for Brian Patterson Plumbing, please welcome 03 Steve Ecker. In the 88 car, starting on the outside of the next row for Alliance International Trucking, please welcome the 88 of Jim Rogers. On the inside of that same row, driving for Leon's Furniture, Owen Sound, Radon Tank, Wellington, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ledrock, please welcome the 71 of Doug Wilson. In car number 30, oh man, they're angry. Throw those shirts. In car number 30 for Alliston Engine Service and Ontario Steel Sales, please welcome Jim Mullenhouse. And the Skol Inc. T-shirts are flying. In the 55 car, driving for Ed Stewart's Equipment and for Fermar, along with Cox Classic Cars, please welcome Greg Cox. Starting in 21st position tonight, on the outside, and driving for Alliance International Trucking in the 47, Stompin' Tom Walters. Driving car number 57, sponsored by VideoFlix and Roberts Collision, please welcome in the 57 car, Brett Murray. Now to the line that's got the co-point leaders. On the outside, starting tonight in 19th position, he drives for McDonnell Fuels, Ledrock, and a long list, and he's ready to go in the 72, Rob McDonnell. On the inside of that same row, driving car number 27 for Concept Signs, Ron Forbes Enterprises, and Reg Noble's Used Cars 27, Glenn Schnurr. On the outside of the next row, starting in 17th position, driving for Canco Transportation and www.cancotransport.com, the 17 car of Tim Ellis. Driving the 34 car and starting tonight in 16th position for Team Vincent Motorsports, Extreme Racewear, Alco Valves, Noons Auto Supply, and many more. Please welcome the 34 of Dan Lawler. Driving car number 67 for Roberts Collision, Pennzoil Oil Change, a new market in Barrie, Aurora Automotive, and many more. Please welcome 67 Steve Tamiersma. Starting in 14th position on the inside of that row, driving car number 76 for Rutherford Signs, for Walkerton Collision, for Hank's Auto Wreckers, and for B&L Farm Services, the 76 of Tyler Williams. On the outside of the next row, starting in 13th position tonight, driving car number 7 for Exide, for Speedy, for National Fast Freight, and many more. Please welcome in the 7, Derek Tamiersma. Starting in 12th position tonight, drives for Benshaw Motor Controls, Kitcheloop Cloggers, and Georgian Power Sports. Please welcome in the 4 car, Craig Zabrig. He will start in 11th position tonight. He had a qualifier win earlier for System Search, for Wasteco and Spira Fire Protection. Please welcome in the 82, Jason Shaw. For County Interiors, for National Exhaust, for Big Shoot Marina, please welcome in the 79 car, 16-year-old Pete Shepard Jr. On the outside of the next row, he made the announcement earlier today that this will be the last year that he races a late model. He's 60 years young. Hey, I'm not going to tell people you're quitting. You tell them. Did you make that announcement earlier today, Jerry Wheaton?
One more year.
I knew you were going to chicken out. Orangeville Red, you're back. Yeah. Orangeville Red, Ryerson Tull, and many others. Welcome the 48 of Jerry Wheaton. I knew he was going to cave. For Moffat's Cars, for Carrier, and many more. Yanch Heating included in that. Please welcome the 01 of Stan Stone. As we make our way towards the front, he drives the number 44 for Boucher and Jones Fuels. Image Industrial Refinishing, the 44 of Steve Laking. On the inside of that row for Royal City Welding, Team Vincent Motorsports, Extreme Racewear, Alco Valves, Lawmac Racing, and Dino's Auto Collision. Please welcome in the 31, Sean McWhirter. On the outside of the second row tonight for Noons Auto Supply and Tile Time out of Owen Sound, the youngest driver in the field tonight. He is only 15 years old. In the 09, Kent Noon. For Aggressor Automation and Service Freight Systems, driving the 59 tonight, Gavin Murray. Now to the front row, on the outside of the front row, starting in second spot tonight for Concept Ford and Astro Automotive. Please welcome in the 42, Richard Holmes. And on the inside of the front row, Sauble Beach native for IGA, Solway's Food Market in Wyerton. And for Timber Mart, along with Naves Service Center, please welcome in the 85, Ken Naves. Ladies and gentlemen, 26 of the Skoll Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series cars. Drivers getting in. How about a nice round of applause for Skoll Incorporated, our title sponsor, providing T-shirts for each event and providing great funds to allow these drivers to be able to come here each and every weekend. Ted Woods is here. It's the Wellington Chrysler Dodge 75 tonight. Folks who are listening on the radio didn't see it, Ted. You almost had to replace the Viper.
Oh, no, I was planned all the way, and Mike knows that.
Yeah, it was planned that he'd be working for free for a few years. We're just waiting for the high sign, Fred, and we'll get set for the most famous words in racing as the guys at the front of the pit, or the front of the lineup get set. 26, Skull Inc. All-Star Late Model Cars ready to start this one. 75 green flag laps. The story starts in about 19th position tonight, where Rob McDonnell and Glenn Schnurr start side by side. And just ahead of them, the 17 of Tim Ellis. Somebody tonight wins the championship. Joe Chisholm, owner and operator of Sauble Speedway and the owner-operator of the Skull Inc. All-Star Late Model Super Series. I don't think you could have written this one.
No, not a chance, Dave. I'll tell you, these guys are excited. They're ready to go, and we are in for one whale of a race. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you race fans, to the crews and drivers, to the sponsors. You guys are what make this a success. You're the ones that make it worthwhile doing. And the staff, everyone has done a tremendous job. Good round of applause for you guys, because you guys have done awesome.
I think sitting in the stands tonight, I'm going to have to guess, we're over 5,000 here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a few more here than what you'll see in an attack game, David, but you keep trying, and we'll keep trying. And, hey, I'll tell you, it's going to be a great race. And I want to remind the race fans, tomorrow at noon, high noon, we're going to give away the awards right in the beer garden to the all-star drivers. You're all welcome to come out and view it. The media is going to be here. It'll be a great afternoon. And then, of course, don't forget about tomorrow night for the All-Star Peninsula Ford Home Series. It's going to be a wild finish as well.
All right, thanks, Joe. Just waiting for the high sign from the folks at the front. Mike Charest, our head starter, standing down there. And we're going to wait for the sign. Folks at the back, you guys are all in? Good, good, good. Waiting for those at the front. This is kind of a nervous time. 75 green flag laps. You know, Ted, if we hurry, we can register the Viper now and get it in the field.
I think that the Viper's parked for the night. That's likely a good place for it.
Are we set to go at the front? Ladies and gentlemen, Ted Woods from Wellington Chrysler with the most famous words in racing, and you here at Sauble Speedway better shout with them.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Well, race fans on the pole for this one, 85, Ken Naves. On the outside, 42, Richard Holmes. Inside on row 2, 59, it's Gavin Murray. On the outside, the 09 of Kent Noon. Inside on row 3, 31, Sean McWhirter. Outside, 44, a driver to keep your eye on, Steve Laking. Inside on row 4, the 01 of Stan Stone. Outside, 48, Jerry Wheaton. Inside, row number 5, 16-year-old, the 79 of Pete Shepard Jr. Outside, 82, Jason Shaw. Inside on row 6, the number 4 of Craig Zerbrigg. Outside, number 7 of Derek Tamirsma. Inside on row number 7, the 76 of Tyler Williams. Outside, starting 1567, Steve Tamirsma. Inside on row 8, 34, Dan Lawler. Outside, starting 17th, the 17 of Tim Ellis. Inside of the next row, co-points leader 27, Glenn Schnurr. Outside, 72, Rob McDonnell. Inside, on row 10, the number 57 of Brett Murray. Outside, 47, defending champion, Stompin' Tom Walters. Inside on the next row, the 55, he is starting tonight in 22nd position out of Erin, Ontario, Greg Cox. On the outside, 88, Jim Rogers. On the next row, 71, that's Doug Wilson. On the outside, 03 of Steve Ecker, and on the back, the 0 of Steve Wilkins. This one brought to you tonight by the good folks from Wellington Chrysler Dodge, the Skull Inc. Super Series here at Sauble Speedway. Get ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy 75 laps of green flag racing. Right now, the drivers warming up the tires. 85, Ken Naves with the pole, Richard Holmes in 42 outside. 26 cars starting this feature event tonight, brought to you by Skull Inc. And tonight's feature sponsor, the good folks from Wellington Chrysler Dodge. Next time by, race fans, everybody, get up on your feet. If you've got a hat, wave it. If you've got a flag, wave it. If you've got a lighter, flick it on. Let's give these drivers a big wave and show them that you appreciate what they are about to do. Right now, everybody up on your feet, give a great big wave. The drivers will wave back. Here they come, everybody. "75 laps of Skull Inc. All-Star Racing about to get underway. 26 drivers, 26 cars getting very close to racing action here tonight at Sauble Speedway. Mike Charest is the All-Star starter up on the stands. He's out of Peterborough. Dean Graham, our own starter, will assist tonight. The Skull Inc. All-Star pace car goes by as right now everybody starts to double up. Last weekend at Cayuga Speedway, it was Tim Ellis who was the winner. 2 weeks ago at Flamborough Speedway, Petey Shepherd picked up his first win. Right now, folks, here comes a white flag. In 1 lap, we should be racing. White flag is out. "26 cars will start. The pace car heads to the pits. 85 Ken Naves on the pole, 42 Richard Holmes outside, 59 Gavin Murray. Looking for the green flag as they come off of 4 down the front. The green flag's out. This one is underway. Off and underway, and everybody checks up the brakes.
Problems in corner number 2, Jim. Parts coming off, looked like a hood, came off in about the 3rd, 4th row. Number 31.
31, McWhirter. We've got caution on the track. Caution on the speedway. As 31 McWhirter, you can see the damage to the front end of his car. There goes 48 Jerry Wheaton to the pits.
They got all tangled up coming out of there, out of number 2, and he took a bump. Somebody bumped him from behind, and there were body parts flying everywhere.
So we will have a complete restart. Look at the damage to 31 Sean McWhirter. Everybody checked up coming out of 2. If there is going to be an incident, it's going to be right in the start when you've got 26 cars all trying to get out and get racing. McWhirter stops on the back straightaway. McWhirter was the winner of the race at Peterborough Speedway back in July.
And one of our track officials kind of gives McWhirter's hood a little tap. I think he can see now. That may affect his handling a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. See if Jerry Wheaton can come back out. Whatever damage was incurred by his car, we're not sure, but we'll see if we can find out. He's back in the pits for a quick stop, we hope.
Well, Jerry took right off to the pits when that incident occurred. Right now they're lining up the cars again. 31 McWhirter trying to get his spot back. And it will be a complete restart here. 85 Ken Naves on the pole with 42 Richard Holmes outside. This afternoon during qualifying, Jason Shaw was the fast time, 15:71 for Jason Shaw this afternoon, and another lap that actually got him that fast time of a 15:65. So Shaw was fast tonight, starting back in the pack, but last week down at Cayuga, they say that Jason had a full straightaway lead on the second place driver. Unfortunately, about a $25 part went out of that car, and it cost him to finish the race in the pits.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, for some of the fans that have been here earlier, you may have heard us. For those that have arrived late, we had some excitement here this afternoon. 27 car of Glenn Schnur, one of our points leaders, had some overheating problems. They've had that car in the pits, and we think they've got it fixed up. It's been running very, very well. The 72 car of Rob McDonnell blew a motor, and in the ensuing hours before race time, they replaced the motor, and it seems to be working okay, but again, time will tell. And Tim Ellis, the wild card in all of this, he took out a rear end in his car, and they found parts and replaced it, and so far it's working very well. So 75 laps will be the true test on these repairs that have been made just prior to race time. It could have a huge impact on the overall outcome of this All-Star Series championship.
We have not seen Jerry Wheaton come back to the track. Jerry started in 9th position, and so far he has made no appearance on the track after that caution. Other sponsors in the series include the folks from Quaker State, Wiseco Pistons, Goodyear Tires, ColorTech Motorsports Photography, 5-Star Stock Car Bodies, CRC Manufacturing, B&B Decos, Wheels by 69 Auto Handling Enterprises, Wix Filters, Elf Racing Fuel, Fast Track Fiberglass, Exide Technologies, and Inside Track Racing Publication. We are under a caution flag here on lap 1, a complete restart.
And it looks like Jerry's got the car back. He's coming back onto the racetrack. He'll just wait for the 0 car of Steve Wilkins to pass by, and he'll enter back onto the track. And here's Jerry Wheaton, number 48, back into this race.
Well, at 60 years of age, he's back, and he won his first feature back in 1966, and that was down in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And it came back to the track tonight, a picture of him in Wheelspin Racing Magazine, the old racing publication that used to come out in the 60s and 70s. And that is where that photograph was found of Jerry Wheaton as we look for the green flag next time by. 85 Nays, 42 Holmes, 59 Gavin Murray. 09 Kent Noon, green flag's out, we're racing. And everybody seems to be sorting things out this time. 85 Nays, 59 Murray, and 44 Steve Laking up to third. Names in 85s leads that. 59 Gavin Murray second, and 44 Laking in third. Problems down the back straightaway. There goes McWhirter. He's in the infield. 57 Brett Murray gets by. And Sean McWhirter remains in the infield. 85 Nays, 59 Murray, and 44 Laking. And McWhirter is not off to a good start tonight.
Looks like his left rear tire is flat. I'm not sure why he's entering the racetrack. He may not know that, but that's a flatted left rear, and he won't be racing anymore.
85 Naves leads it. 31 McWhirter down in the space between third and fourth, and he is going to come back out onto the track. No, it looks like he will remain in the infield, and McWhirter obviously not pleased. He's going to try and make it back to the pits. Up front right now, the 85 of Naves leads it. 59 Murray second, 44 Laking in third, 01 Stone, in car 4 of Craig Zerbrigg. Naves trying to hold off the winner of the Sunset Race, 59 Gavin Murray. 44 Laking, 82 Jason Shaw. There goes 03 Ecker to the pits.
And it looks like McWhirter's given up his effort to try and get back to the pits. There's just no way he can get off safely, so his night is done.
Tough break for the winner of the Peterborough race back in July, the 31 of Sean McWhirter. Names at 85, 59 Murray, 44 Laking in third, 82 Shaw in fourth, followed by 01 Stone, 4 Zerbrigg, 7 Derek Tamiersma, and 09 of Kent Noon. 79 Petey Shepard, 67 Steve Tamiersma, and number 34 of Dan Lawler. Then we go back to 27, Glenn Schnurr, 17 Ellis, 72 McDonnell, and 47 Walters. One thing that has developed as Schnurr has got by Ellis, and that is very important in the points battle, Rob.
Absolutely. He's got to beat Ellis, and he's also got to beat the number 72 car if he's going to win this championship.
Right now, he's got to finish ahead of McDonnell. The top three drivers, we have got 27 Schnurr, 17 of Ellis, and 72 McDonnell. Ellis smack dab in the middle of Schnurr and McDonnell. Right now, out front, 85 Ken Naves, 11 complete. 59 of Gavin Murray, 44 Laking, and 82 Shaw. 01 Stone, Forza Briggs, 7 of Tamirsma, and 09 Kent Noon. 79 Shepard, and 67 of Tamirsma. 85 Naves, looks like he's got a strong car right now as he tries to hold off 59 hard-charging Gavin Murray.
Well, Gavin Murray's taking a line on the inside. Naves goes high, but he can't hang on, and he comes into the backside and takes back in line behind Ken Naves. Ken Naves has had a lot of starts at the poles and taken a lot of lead laps this year, but unfortunately hasn't been able to finish it off and close the door, but he's still charging out there. See how he can make out.
3 cars look to be out of the race so far. The 31 of McWhirter, the 03 of Ecker, and the 0 of Steve Wilkins.
And we still have a battle. 27, Rob Schnurr looking to try and get inside and take another position away from 34. Ellis right behind him and Rob McDonnell right behind him. So the 3 combatants in this series championship are nose to tail, trying to get space between each other.
The race may very well be decided right there as everybody up front battles it out. Naves in 85, 59 Murray, and 82 Shaw looks to have the fastest car in the track. One thing he did do is get by the 44 of Laking. We thought that might be tough to do tonight because Laking was tough here at Sauble last time. Oh, problems in the corner. There goes Jim Rogers around. And we have got caution here on lap number 18 as 88. Jim Rogers spins out down on 2. Jim Rogers in the Alliance International Roberts collision car, and he is part of the Tom Walters team right now. He spins out down on 2, bringing out the second caution here tonight. Since we've had the last one, we've lost the 31 of Sean McWhirter. He is pulling back on the track. 03 of Steve Ecker has gone to the pits, as has the 0 car of Steve Wilkins. Right now, 3 cars out of the 26 that started. There goes 31 McWhirter. Hopefully he can make it back out. He went down early in this one.
And a real battle shaping up for our points leaders.